Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome back to another Matchday Ticket. I am your host, the Governor, and this bit of hair will not stay in place. It's been gelled, it's been concreted, but it won't. Some will say it's my signal to Radio Suffolk. I don't know. Anyway, welcome in. Before I get any further into today's shows, show, not shows. That's right. So watch along this evening. So we're one long show. Looking forward to that. Many people coming, many people going. Some really big guests coming in as well. Looking forward to it. Hopefully 3 points at the end of the night as well. Pints and points are always good. So first of all, happy birthday to the legend that is Matt Stannard. I hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope we make it a fantastic evening. Happy birthday to you, sir. And of course, a thank you to yourself for supporting this channel as you do, but equally to all the people on the list here. These are all one-off donations, and we thank you all ever so much. You do really help us. I was working out how much I spend a month on this, and I won't say because the wife's upstairs and she might hear, but I really do thank you all ever so much, and those that support us monthly as well. That list does need a little bit of updating, but there are room for more names. Just dropping it in there. A huge thank you to, of course, Ben King for an iFollow code that Jules Nunn has won or has got for all the hard work he helps out on the channel. So, Ben, thank you so much, my man. You have really pulled it out of the bag there. So thank you. And I hope you're well after your teeth extraction. Don't ask me about dentists. I pass out every time I go to one. So I'm out of that conversation early doors. Right. I am joined this evening, first and foremost, by two wonderful people. First of all, he is our aficionado on the Home Dressing Room YouTube channel. He is, of course, our resident bass player, Thompson. Oh, done it again. There he is.
Hello.
I did that yesterday as well. Steve, how you doing, my man?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very well. It's not Klaus Thompson. It's Steve Thompson. Even
Next best
better.
thing.
Although,
Ish.
Crunch, if you're watching, Klaus Thompson as a guest wouldn't be too bad. That'd be quite good. Pencil it in, Pat. So, are you looking forward to this evening? Obviously, it's Paul Cook's first game at Pullman Road. It's under the lights. It's Tuesday night. I can smell the turf from here. I want to be there. I want to be there.
Yeah, you can just smell the burgers and things cooking around the stands, can't you? It's such a shame.
Yes.
Hopefully you won't be too long now, but yeah, I'll miss it. Really do.
Oh, like you wouldn't believe. Ashley Bell loves the lineup. JT loves those power chords. Stephen Parry about 1902. George Joe, not sure what that is about. Okay, Joe Dickinson. That's the problem sometimes when you get a busy chat, and I love a busy chat. But as the host, you put up messages and you think, huh? And they're having a conversation with themselves. But it's fine. I love it. I want them to do that. That's what we want. Joe Dickinson, at work tonight and can't watch, but only listen. Come on, you Blues. Well, don't worry, because hopefully Steve, I've put Steve on the job of making sure people who haven't got iFollow know what's going on. Steve is our Brenner Woolley tonight, aren't you, Steve?
Oh, Christ. Yeah. I'll try my best.
If you don't get excited when the ball's going out for a corner, then you're doing all right.
Yeah,
Nick Muller,
I'll try
if the takeover happens, no, Nick, when the takeover happens, will they honour ticket money back as its last owner's debt? Well, I would have thought they would do. That's probably some of the finest details that they may well be working through. Apparently, it's this Facebook user's birthday as well. Happy birthday to you, sir. Alex Wilson loves the lineup. Sean, I hope you are well. 433 looks attacking tonight. Josh Russell loves the lineup. Well, there's a lot of love and happiness. Let's bring that down, shall we?
Wake up to the, wow. Wake up to the money, turn me right on. You look like you got dressed with no lights on. A Superman that spin like a cyclone. Fit check spin like a cyclone. Wake up to the money, turn me right on.
Yeah, but we're crap. We're not going to dominate any team.
Speaking of which, Neil, welcome in, my man. Well, those were the days. Are they these days? I don't know. But your entrance says, wake up to the money. Well, looking at this team tonight, Neil, there's not a lone player in the team. So how much on loan fees did we waste in January? There's a couple on the bench, but in the 11, it's all our own players. It looks like Neil's seen it for the first time, so that's good. And the instant
I am,
reaction, we
yep.
like that. We like that. What is your first reaction to that team then, Neil?
Lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly, yes. Holy retains the place in goal. Let's start with Holy. I thought Cornell may come in, but not. He's got to have a better game today, hasn't he, Steve?
He can't have a worse game. Yeah, I was surprised because he made a couple of stupid errors in the last game. I thought that Cook might give Cornell a chance in goal. Trouble is, though, I never feel really confident with either of those keepers. You know, whichever keeper's name appears on the team sheet, I'm still going, oh god, because none of them are particularly fantastic. I miss Bart.
Yeah, neither's Bart, are they? Jordan, the legend of Lowestoft, put a little post up on Twitter this morning, and I just wanted to cry all day. And I think I've put it down to that. That was a really sad song I heard on the radio. I'm not quite sure, but it broke my heart. Every time I see the words Bart Ipswich, it breaks my heart over again. I can't keep doing it to myself. And then I saw some stats and slides of championship goalkeepers, and one player was consistently in the top half, and that was Bart. And I was thinking, oh.
Well, yeah, like you said on Twitter earlier, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
You don't? Well, yeah, but only Ipswich would sell him for what was it? What, $1 million? Was it even $1 million in the end?
Yeah, they could.
Maybe 10 years ago, Neil, $1 million. But yeah, anyway, back four of Chambers. Before we move on to the back four, Leighton Durrant called Holy a sloth, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. JT, I live in Lincoln, and I can't express how much I want to beat us. I want us to beat them tonight. Likewise. I like Bish in the 10 with Dazelle and Downs in midfield. Could do well. I've been working on the Dazelle pronunciation, so I hope those in the chat are picking up that I'm really trying on that one. I was brave there. I've come out. I've stepped out. Have I stepped out too early? A bit like Holy. He was doing that a lot on Saturday.
No, he's always too late.
He's always too late. Interestingly enough, though, as somebody just pointed out in the chat, it is still 4-2-3-1. And I just really would like to. I can't imagine if Lambert was still in charge and it wasn't a 4-4-2 still. Like, are we now relenting on the 4-4-2-ness because it isn't Lambert? Like, or do you still want to see 4-4-2 if you were a big 4-4-2 supporter? I know I'm not too fussed by it really, but it's just interesting, right, Neil? That if you were a staunch Lambert out and you wanted 4-4-2, and one of the reasons you wanted Lambert out was 4-4-2. You're not going to want 4-2-3-1.
I don't care whether it's 4-4-2 or not.
As long as they win, 3 points.
As long as they win. Ryan, Holy is playing as a centre-back on the weekend. Sid Driver, love that shirt, Steve. My first shirt I picked as a child. Darren Currie wore that. Darren Currie wore that shirt. Not that particular one.
Not this very one, yeah.
I don't think. But if he had it done, it'd be worth a little bit of money.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Parry, Cook won't play a 4-4-2. He'll only play a 4-2-3-1. I think Cook will play a number of systems. He's a very versatile manager. He just likes to start with a 4-2-3-1. Mike D, haven't got a decent enough midfield to play a 4-4-2. Who does that remind me of? Who does that sound like? David
There's
Hughes.
two people that sound like that.
5 academy players in the lineup. Is Cook already looking long term? Well, I hope so. But we can still look long term while playing the short term game. Talk to me about the back four: Chambers, Ntiala, Wilson, and Kenlock. I thought he'd go with Wolfenden, who isn't in the 18-man squad at all. We don't know why yet, but he's not there at all. Same back four as Saturday, Neil. Is that what you expected?
I wondered if there'd be a couple of changes, but I'm not surprised really. That's a solid defence. So,
is it a solid defence, Steve? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. When you're playing
the one that really,
when you're playing the bottom feeders in this division, like the Bristol Rovers, no disrespect, yeah, okay, I can buy that, Steve. But when you're playing big teams, top 6 teams, top 10 teams, I don't trust that back four. I'm being honest.
Well, I trust the two sort of on the left. It's the others I don't really trust. Ntiala, he's always got a mistake in him. He makes some fantastic challenges and fantastic blocks, but I don't trust him at all. And Chambers, well, he looks shaky as hell. I know he obviously is past it, but he looks really past it in the last game against Gillingham. I am surprised that Wolfie's not back in the squad, that McGuinness is nowhere near it either, or, even Matheson at right back again. I'm surprised that Chambers has kept his spot and he's not on the bench at least.
Yeah. Yeah, the only defender on the bench is Ward, interestingly enough.
Yeah, that doesn't fill me with confidence either, to be honest.
It doesn't if it's Chambers, the one that pulls up. That worries me a little bit because you're going to force James Wilson or Toto Enciala as a right back. You're going to hope Luke Chambers makes 90 minutes tonight, Neil, because otherwise you could play Edwards at right wing back in there. But again, that's still not an ideal situation, is it? You've got to hope Luke Chambers definitely comes through 90 minutes.
Is Matheson really not rated then? Is that why he's not even in the on the bench?
This is it. Danny Allen asked, what's happened to Matheson? He's decent, had one bad game, never seen it again. I saw a crunch on Twitter say he needs to get his head down, work hard, and take a chance when it comes. If you can't get a chance after a 3-1 hammering, and let's be honest, it was hammering, are you going to get the chance? When the captain's the right back, Steve?
I think it's tricky, isn't it? He's a highly rated young player, and he did look good. You got to wonder, is he going to get that chance now? Because
Harry Perry,
no, right.
That defence is as solid as the snowman in the summer.
I mean, you can see that Cook is obviously looking at things a lot different to how Lambert was. You got more academy products in there, less loans. He's obviously looking more to, throughout this season and into next season. So he obviously doesn't see a place for the loans, which is fair enough. I'd rather see us play our own people anyway. But I do sort of feel sorry for the kid,
Yeah. I don't know if he is looking. Stephen Parry, he's looking to build long term and needs to know who he has next term. Well, unless Wolfenden's injured, that really definitely concerns me then, because he should be a cornerstone of any future you're looking forward, Neil. Surely.
Has he lost it?
You don't lose it. Class is permanent, form is temporary. Like every player goes through growing pains and development issues, and that's when they're normally out on loan. To be fair, they're not normally in your first team. When they're in your first team, you feel it a lot more. You can't build long term this football club, Steve, without Luke Wolfenden. You just can't.
Well, he's not been brilliant this season. He's had some good games, he's had some bad games. He's been a bit underwhelming in a lot of the games he played, but
Been a young player.
I'd rather give him a chance. He's our player and he's a young kid. He's still got development in him. Well, I say young kid. He's not really a young kid anymore, but there's still room for growth and room for development. I would rather get him in there.
I agree.
If not, just off the bench towards the end. I don't know, but
I think you're looking. If you're looking long term, though, Neil, surely you're looking at players' ceilings, right?
We've got
where is James?
Well.
Exactly, he's out on loan at the moment.
Defenders.
So where is James Wilson's ceiling for you? Like how much more can Wilson develop?
I agreed with what you said on the weekend. Wilson's as good as he's ever going to be. Enciala's as good as he's ever going to be. Chambers is on the decline already. If you're looking for the future, they're not the future. No.
Whereas Wolfenden's got a really high ceiling, I would call it. Where he could be. He could certainly play much higher up the pyramid without a shadow of a doubt. So
that ceiling's crumbled and fallen down recently. No,
I don't think it has. I think it's gone through what players go through, dips in form. And as somebody said in the chat there, he's played next to McGuinness. Like you played two young kids next to each other. I think this is Mark McGuinness's first loan spell away from Arsenal. So again, you expect
McGuinness has shown him up at times.
Well, if I was going to play Wolfie, I would have him alongside. I mean, like you say, Chambers is on the decline. He has been for some years. Enciala, I wouldn't have him alongside Enciala. He'll pick up bad habits. I'd have him alongside Wilson, because Wilson, he keeps his head down. He keeps his head calm. He's solid. He's dependable. I would have Wolfie alongside Wilson rather than McGuinness. You've got two young kids there, or two younger players.
You will never get me to say that. I would rather.
That's because you dislike Wilson.
I do.
There's nothing wrong with Wilson. He's been one of our better defenders.
Bristol still chart at this point. We've hardly been great. Let's be honest. You say we're not looking at the rest of the back four and going, well, we've got Clapham, Cundy, Mowbray, Venus, Bramble. No. Enciala has got a mistake in him. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's probably the better out of the two, out of Wilson and Enciala. But certainly better than Chambers. I would just play Enciala and Wolfenden. That's me. That's myself. Because Enciala is your player, and you've not only your player, Neil, you've invested in this player, so you need this investment to come off. Otherwise, you've just thrown whatever money it was, be it a penny to $1 million, down the drain, and we can't do that under this owner.
Well, haven't we just done that with all our loans? So what's the difference?
It's very true. James, by a mile, Wilson's been one of our best defenders. Yeah, but there's no long term with it. Like, if we get promoted, if you've got to replace Wilson. If you don't get promoted, you've got to replace Wilson. So for me,
the thing with our defenders is I look at all of them. We've got so many defenders, and I don't look at one of them and think, yes, they are fantastic. Like you say, in the past, we had those defenders where you could look at and think they are phenomenal. We don't have that now. You've got to think, okay, well, he's the best of the bad bunch, He's the least crap out of all the crap defenders. So none of them are particularly fantastic. I would rather have Wolfie alongside Wilson to develop Wolfie a little bit more.
Mm.
But like I say, none of them really fill me with confidence.
Talking about long term,
Wilson doesn't seem to get the same opinion off every single person.
No.
He's very divisive, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I look at the model of the football club, and I've said this on every single podcast I go on to. I look at the model of the football club, I look at James Wilson, and I think you're not fitting the model, the philosophy, the ethos of development and sell. There's no development to sell there, and if you did, it's not going to be a lot of money anyway. Anyway, talk about development. Downs and Dazelle in midfield. That could be a midfield, particularly after Downs is, again, growing pains, up and down form. That could be a midfield next year, Downs and Dazelle. So what do you want to see out of them two today? Because Downs and Teddy at the weekend, Dazelle and Teddy at the weekend didn't really go well. Got bullied, overmatched, outthought, outworked. So what do we see from Downs and Dazelle today, Steve?
I think that's a better pairing than Dazelle and Teddy. Yeah, like I say, they weren't really with it last weekend, but they worked. Downs and Dazelle work well together. They're familiar with each other's playing style. They sort of bounce off each other quite nicely. Downs is obviously very tenacious and he'll get stuck in there. I think that's good if he can discover that form that he did have earlier in the season and last season as well. Hopefully Dazelle can have a more, we seem to say this so many times now, but hopefully Dazelle can have that more sort of calm game and sort of consistency about him that we've not really seen in recent weeks.
Downs you mentioned last game that they didn't work very well in the middle. We basically got bullied for every header, and they had some big blokes in the other side. But
that's League One.
Would you choose to put them two players up against people that are good or big, or good in the air or big?
You mean Teddy and Andre?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly my point. So isn't that a poor managerial choice? Or if that's the way the game then went, you've then got to choose.
I can't comment on manager
player to be in there.
I'm not allowed to speak about managers. I've been banned. But no, it's a fair point. But that was then. Today we expect a little bit different from Lincoln. We know they play a different style, a different play, and they certainly played a different way in the home fixture. Has Downs today, Neil, got to do the Neil Moles role, the selfless role, the firefighter? Has he got to go around the pitch and just do the nitty gritty stuff that allows Andre?
If he's got to be like me.
Well, when you played under me, I had you and I had Chrissy in midfield. Chrissy was the Andre, you were the Downs. You did the dirty stuff, did the nitty gritty, the firefighter stuff I used to call it. He got on the ball and played.
I had the legs.
Yes, 100%.
He's got to be everywhere.
100%.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, so is that his job tonight, though? Do everything that allows Andre to get on the ball and dictate today's game?
If he has to, then yeah, that's what he has to do.
Do you want Andre doing it?
No, I always feel if he has to be the man doing that, then there's other players not doing enough.
Like who? So if Downs has to be that one that does it, who's not working hard for you? Because I don't expect Andre, Steve, just before Neil comes back on that point, to go around the pitch 100 mile an hour, putting his boot in, putting his head in, working hard, pressing. I don't expect that from Andre. I just want him to be almost a luxury player, if you like. Get on the ball, just dictate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't see him as that sort of player.
Surely it's on styles of play. If you're a high pressing team, in which we're not because our defence don't push up very high, probably because they'd get beaten for pace if they
We
did.
expect them to tonight, though, because on Saturday there was a lot of talk from the sidelines where Cook was telling them, particularly second half, push up, get high, get brave. And he wants his teams to always play on that front foot. So we do expect that tonight, Neil.
I can't see that from Chambers.
Oh, dear.
What do you mean, oh, dear? Why is it, oh, dear?
Well, I bet if we had a 100-metre race, I could beat all of them back four.
Well, not Miles Kenlock.
And I'd start off in Peterborough and they can start in Ipswich. And I'd still beat them.
Okay. Well, no, but we that's what we expect. But we may see a different thing. But if we do see the Ipswich of old, then what do you want from the midfield too, Downs and Dazelle? What do you want tonight, Neil Moles?
Downs has got to get stuck in. That is basically the role I see for him. Dazelle is a bit of a... Most people just want him to be able to play the ball around. But are you not then just saying you get a free role while we haven't got the ball? And can we allow for that in this team? For me, no. So
Neil's been on the Callie has Neil on the beers early. Sparky versus pro athletes.
Yeah, but it's Chambers.
Yeah, but he said the whole back four. He said the whole back four, Steve. Like, okay. I mean, no, you are right. Can we afford to have a luxury player and sort of create a free role? That's an interesting point. But then Bishop playing behind the striker instead of Troy Parrott tonight, Steve. What do you want to see out of Teddy? Because Troy, for me, goals aside, his work rate's been second to none. So are you going to miss that first and foremost?
I think Teddy can do a good job there. Yeah, Parrott's been working really hard. I think it was only a matter of time until a goal did come his way. But Teddy, very good on his feet, very good with the ball. He's got the ability to run at the defences, get around them, and he has got some cracking goals in him as well. So, yeah, I'm happy with Bish behind Norwood. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it could be his best player, best position. Neil, gets on the ball, can sort of run at players, jinx past players. I just fear we're going to miss the work rate that Troy Parrott was bringing to the side, because while it weren't goals, he was bringing a lot of things you don't necessarily sometimes see a stat for. Lots of hard work.
Yeah, Parrott was really good. Other than, as you say, his goals, but for the rest, the work rate, the link-up play. He was was his second or third game? He had a little bit of a backward step in performance, but of late, he's gone back to what we wanted from him.
That was the Peterborough game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One thing that stands out to me, Steve, looking at that lineup, there's a little bit of pace in the forward areas with Lancaster and Edwards either side. Bishop's not lightning quick, but he's not slow either. How important? Who's the most important winger for today for you, Lancaster or Edwards? Who needs to get involved the most for Ipswich Town to win this game tonight?
I would say, I mean, they both need big games here, but I would say Edwards. We know what Edwards is capable of. We know what he can do, but he's had a couple of off games recently. Since he's come back, he doesn't really seem to sort of picked up where he left off. So he needs a big game, and I think it could be a good chance for him today. But I can't wait to see what Lancaster can do.
Yeah, I'd say it's on Edwards to turn up. For Lancaster, I'd say it's getting minutes under the belt, really.
Yeah,
I'd like to see
Jack. He can't be absolutely off the pace.
No, I'd like to see Jack actually shut a few people up. I've been a big fan of his throughout the season, and a lot of times been asked why, what's he done? He's overrated. He's this, he's that, he's the other. Tonight, I really like him to stand up and shut a few people up, and really, because he was frozen out under Lambert. Steve, really frozen out to the point where I wasn't sure we're going to see him again this year. This is a great chance that he needs to grab with both hands, because Bennett is on the bench, ready and waiting. Jackson, we've seen, can play out wide, or Lambert played him out wide. I wouldn't do it, but who's to say he won't do it again? But he's got to grab it, hasn't he, tonight, Jack Lancaster?
It's very much like Kenlock, isn't it? He's gone, he's out of it. You're not going to see him for a while, and then he comes in. Kenlock obviously came in a few games, but quite a way back now, and he's been really good. This could be it for Lancaster as well. He's come in out of the cold. If he has a good game tonight, he could get that place in the 11 ahead of Bennett's. I'd rather see Lancaster ahead of Bennett's. I'm just sick of Bennett's running himself into trouble or falling over the ball every time now. So, yeah, he needs a big game. So, and obviously fresh manager, fresh chance to prove himself because he obviously wasn't in favour with Lambert. So,
talking of birthdays, it is of course Bennett's birthday. So happy birthday to you, sir. Hopefully you get on and grab a goal for a birthday. That'd be quite nice, especially if it's a winning goal. Neil, go on.
Is Edwards out of contract at the end of the season?
No, one more year, I believe.
One more. Okay.
One more year.
So he's not quite playing for his contract yet then?
I think when you're at a club like Ipswich Town, until the takeover happens, if it happens, I think you're playing, if not for a contract here, a money move elsewhere. Let's be honest. You know, if you play well in these next 16 games, get 7 goals, 9 assists, big numbers, but a team up the pyramid will look at you. And Town don't turn down offers very often, let's be honest. So you're always planning for something, as it were. 3 minutes to kick off. Norwood won't be making the Fleetwood game this time next week. So he's got to make it count tonight. And Steve, you know, give me a goal. Or am I being too greedy?
Just get a couple of one-on-ones and score them. That's what I want. The amount of one-on-ones he's fluffed up, I'd just love to see him take those chances better. Hopefully he can get a goal or two and sort of go off in style. That'd be quite nice. I don't make it sound like he's not coming back, but take a break in style. That'd be nice.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, Neil, you've equally got to think about getting minutes into Caden Jackson, haven't you? Because, yes, he's been training, but when he's not been playing many games, if any games. So he needs to get some minutes into those legs.
Yeah, well, if he comes on, we'll see where his head's at.
Okay, put yourself in the managerial role. You know Norwood can't play week today, sorry. Are you looking with an eye to that already and thinking, well, if I can get Caden 20 minutes, I do? Or are you not worried yet about a week today? You're just primarily worried about this 90 minutes in front of you?
Well, initially you got this 90 minutes to worry about, but prior to this game, you're going to already be thinking about ifs, buts, and maybes, what's around the corner. So,
okay,
yeah, I can see second half. I can see Jackson coming on. So,
good stuff. Look forward to that. I can see Cruncher and Mr. Slater in the VIP area drinking the champagne, having a good time. I'll be bringing you on very soon. First of all, it's bold prediction time. Steve, kick us off. What is our bold predictions? Guys in the chat, girls in the chat, get your bold predictions in now.
I am going to go 2-1 Town, goal from Norwood and Lancaster.
Okay. Steve? Neil, one of you? Who are you?
2-0 Town.
2-0 Town. 3-1 Town for this Facebook user. Chris Peachy, the legend that is. Hart says 2-0. Townhead says 1-1. 2-0 from this Facebook user. The teams are coming out, so we'll be handing ourselves over to the watch along in a second. Facebook user 2-1. Where for those that are watching the game, obviously watch along, you're more than welcome to stay with us. We are back at halftime, and then of course always back at full time, whatever game it may be. We're here, rain or shine. 8-0 says Ben King. Ben, that is bold. Love it. He's obviously got some anaesthetic from the dentist still in the system. Callie 2-1 Town. Lanks with a brace. Love it. Michael 3-1 Town. Norwood Toto Downs. Jackson 4-0 says Simo. 2-1 says Chris Wardman, and 2-1 from Mike Brown. Right. We're going to hand over to, as the teams come out, to the Cruncher. Welcome in, the Cruncher. How you doing? Are you there, Crunch? Cruncher!
You got a picture of him?
Great picture of him. I'll take him out. Let me know when you're ready, because I'm going to play his new intro when he comes in, just because it needs to be played. Are you ready, Crunch? Wave to me if you're ready. He's ready. Here he comes. Corporate Crunch. No, can't hear you, Crunch. What is wrong with your setup, mate? Comb over, Crunch, says Adam Flat.
Can you hear me now?
We can comb over. I got Corporate Crunch. Adam Flat just called. Yeah, we can. Adam Flat just called you comb over Crunch. The new director of football, Michael Finch. I used to play football with a Chris Peachy in Tiptree or against him. Can't remember. Stephen Parry is on. No, he's not on mute. That's the thing, Parry. He's not. He's it's gone to me. He should be working. I'm not quite sure what's going on. We'll bring in Mr. Slater when you're ready, Crunch.
I'm going to have my lunch now, so
you have your dinner, Neil. We'll see you at half-time. Are you ready, Corporal? Corporal Crunch.
It's going well so far.
Corporal Crunch. Someone using the TikTok no bid effect. Oh, wait. Hang on. Mike Brown's got... Yes, we can hear you. You can't hear us. Let me kick you from the studio. Try and come back in again, sir.
And then there would see.
Right. Then there would
we're underway.
We've kicked off. We're on, Steve. You see, you've already settled your Brendan Woolley role. So Lincoln on the front foot. I'll bring in Mr. Slater in a second. I'm just going to try and... I'm just going to let the... So you need to let the dog out, so, because poor boy's crying. Holy with a punch. So Lincoln have started really brightly in this.
Holy did something.
Really brightly. Adam Flatt, he's signed up to my internet provider.
Up quite well, haven't they?
Can't you hear me?
Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. You can't hear us.
It's a very one-sided conversation, this.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. We can
hear you before.
Can you hear me?
Still, yes.
Yes?
Oh,
you can't hear us.
I can hear you.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
There you go.
I've unplugged my mic. I don't know. My mic's not working.
I've got no idea. ITFC asks, has Slater got a match pass this time, Crunch?
Yes.
You say he has. Right,
nice.
We'll bring him in. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. I will be back, gentlemen. Enjoy yourselves this evening. Steve, you're in charge because Crunch just...
Me mic's had a mare.
Oh, dear. How are we doing?
How are we doing, guys? All right? Yeah, I'm just
all good, mate.
All good.
I'm just getting in now.
Man, you haven't missed much so far. Lincoln starting pretty well.
I had another account, Peterborough account. I follow.
I was going to say, you're not watching Posh tonight.
No, I'm just watching it. Just got it through now. How are we, guys? All right? All good?
Yeah,
good,
not bad.
You got your wish then. Last time we spoke.
Yeah. Better late than never.
You happy with it?
Yeah, very much.
You happy with the appointment, Paul Cook?
Yeah, he's a good manager, isn't he, Cook? He knows what he's doing.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's saying all the right things so far, isn't he? I know Lambert obviously was at the start, but I actually believe this one.
Yeah.
He can't really do a lot, Stu, at the minute because really, they're not his players, are they? So
no. I mean, you think he's going to? I mean, is it going to be a takeover? I mean, is the takeover going to happen?
Corner, nice.
They keep on about it. Like they say, no smoke without fire, don't they? Really?
Yeah. Well,
so,
was it Marcus Evans? Was it his appointment then, obviously, to get Paul Cook in, or was it, obviously?
I don't know. What do you think, Steve?
It's tricky. I mean, if the takeover rumor is going to happen, and if it is going to be these new owners, you'd think that it would be those that would have the say in who they wanted, because Evans isn't going to appoint someone who he's not going to be there to work with. So
look at Mike Brown's comment there. Winner of the worst hairstyle in lockdown. At least I've got hair, Mike.
Like you. Yeah, my hair's all I got to wear hair.
Nothing you can do. I've got my haircut booked 14th of April.
Have you really? My goodness. Yeah, geez, that's so long still, isn't it?
Only a month away, bloody hell.
I think we're about 37 days. I think I'm on the countdown.
We're looking good here. We've started quite well here.
So has there been many changes then? Has Paul Cook since he's come in? I know you're saying about players, but he brought some younger players in.
He's made 3 changes tonight. He's brought Jack Lancaster. He's a young player, and Edwards and Flynn Downs. So 2 academy players in there.
Okay.
So,
and
we got 4.
Who's his number 2 now? Who's Paul Cook brought in?
Well, he's brought in. Do you remember Gary Roberts, who used to play for us?
Gary Roberts.
He played.
What year?
Well, no, he played for Town. When did he play for Town? About
2006, I think he was at Town. 06, 07.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's bought. That's his first coaching role, but I think the guy he had at Wigan, Richardson, he's their. Jeez, he skinned him there.
Got some pace. Got some pace there, isn't he?
Yeah, compared to Chambers, who has no pace at all.
That's that Cohen Brammer who was at Colchester, Steve.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's looking good. He's quick.
Yeah,
this is going to be concerning.
So the guy who's at Wigan at the minute, Stuart, he's their temporary manager, Richardson, and I think he possibly might bring him in the summer. But I think at the minute he's kept Matt Gill, who's with Lambert, and he's kept the goalkeeping coach Jimmy Walker, who he played for West Ham, didn't he?
So he's still there, is he, Jimmy?
Yeah, them two have stayed at the minute, and I think they'll keep it as it is till the summer, and then see sort of
see what investments
what sort of goes on. I think
it's going to be a really intriguing summer, isn't it?
God, tell me about it. Yeah.
The thing I like about tonight is that there's no loans on the pitch, which is quite nice. Obviously, maybe Cook's looking to the future a little bit there.
I think we spoke about it before, but I mean, obviously, because I follow Peterborough quite a bit because of the lad that I've brought all the way through from 15 years of age. But you just look at the two performances that they've had the last two games. I think anybody can beat anybody in this league.
Look at Burton. Look at Burton, Stuart, since Hasselbank's gone there.
Yeah, Burton. Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
I think they've won their last 4 away games.
Yeah, I've watched a couple more Peterborough games, and as I said, they're not standout. Definitely not standout. And obviously, so if you can get a run togetger, like obviously up until the weekend, Ipswich had 3 on the spin, didn't they? Mm-hmm. You can put a few games together.
Obviously, last time you were on, we beat Hull, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think we've got 3 games in hand over them. I know I'd rather have points on the board though, wouldn't you, this stage of the season?
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I think so. So he's got to work with the guys that he's got at the minute, isn't he? Obviously,
Like he was saying in his interview, he's not got a lot of time on the training pitch neither because you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, so he's sort of just got to go.
Yeah, I mean,
handball.
I thought that was going to be handball then.
As I said, I worked in the academy at West Ham for 5 years, but since we've played, I mean, I saw a little bit of sports science coming in then, and it would be interesting to see if there's much difference between the Premiership to League One. What obviously they do, but when I was there at West Ham, on a Saturday, if you got beat on a Saturday at West Ham, you were guaranteed Monday was going to be an absolute beast of a session. And even at Ipswich, when we were playing there under John Lowe, if you got beat, you were going to get smashed Monday morning. You were going to get smashed Monday afternoon, and you were going to get smashed Tuesday. And you were going to run and run and run. It was going to be so hard and all that. But in 2000, 2003, 2004, 2005, when I watched some of the academy, and I watched a little bit. Sunday's a recovery, but Monday's even like than Sunday. They just tick over on a Monday because obviously the sports science in the like you were saying, Crunch, that there's not much time to do anything. Now if that's the way they've gone, whereas we'd be on the training pitch Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, or Monday morning.
He's got after Fleetwood next week. I think the week after that, I think they play Wigan and Portsmouth. I think there's a 3-week there, so that's probably going to be his only real time where he's going to get any time on the training pitch to. But it's like in the club put a couple of videos out, Stu, of like when he came in from training, and we've got so many players.
Really?
I think we've got 31 professionals.
No,
it's a hell of a squad.
First team players. I think in total it's about 52, 53. And like he's even admitted that he's got way too many players.
Yeah. It's just going to be a massive clear out. You think there's going to be a lot of boys out of contract as well, aren't they, at the end of the season?
Yeah, because you even think if he's putting a session on and he's got 30, so say you have 11v11, you've still got 8 players who are probably thinking, what am I going to be doing?
And the changing room for training, that must be a bit toxic then a little bit, because what players are like. I know what players are like. If you're not playing, you're moaning. And there's a lot of players that are not playing at the minute.
We've got 6 loans, haven't we?
In a long time.
We've got 6 loans, haven't we, Steve?
Yeah, it's very bloated at the minute, and I think this obviously comes to the end or comes to the summer. The loans will go back to where they came from, and there's players maybe like Freddie Sears, Emir Hughes that will go. I mean, Hughes, you haven't seen in a Town shirt for some time now. Freddie Sears did nothing for his career at the last game in Gillingham. So it's a good opportunity this summer for Cook to really have a clear out and to mark his intent, I suppose. This is a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Bishop there showing what he can do. Quite like that.
In the box.
Yeah.
Oof.
Pitch don't still look bad, does it, eh? My goodness, the groundsmen. Are they still the same groundsmen for years and years?
Who did you have when you were there? Was that Winston
Oh,
Chapman?
I can't remember, but,
Probably was.
they were always, pristine, weren't they? I mean, obviously, not probably might, but I know for the last few years.
Not as good as it was, but obviously because they ain't got so much finance, have they? So I suppose even that side of it's going to be getting not so much, are you? So when you're in the Premier League, they're like carpet stew, these pitches.
Well, when we used to, make a mistake or bad touch when it was a bobble, the crowd would go,
Did you play at the old baseball ground?
Yep, Derby County, yeah.
I remember their pitch. That was even like in the 80s. It was just like a muddy.
It was, yeah, absolutely. Even Upton Park, when I played Upton Park, was like that as well. It was just absolutely bald in the middle.
It's a bit like Peterborough's pitch at the minute.
Yep, I watch Peterborough's pitch; it's dreadful. And they try and play, but you can't
like a battlefield on a football pitch.
I suppose they're used to it though. If they're playing on it every week.
Well, it looks like Dembele's the sort of dribbler of the team. The boy that I know and obviously mentor, Joe Ward, he's a crosser, so he gets the ball out wide and just puts the balls in, and that's where they've been dangerous. Just putting the balls
Clark Harris, we were linked with him in the summer.
Who?
Yeah, Clark Harris, who's got the goals for him.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is where we are as a club. You really need to invest in him. And what did he go for? About 1.2, I think.
Yeah,
it's about 1.2 million. We got a lad from Portsmouth on a free, so that sort of shows where you're at.
What we linked with Ivan Toney as well.
And Tony. They got 10 million for him, didn't they? Did they, Peter, or something like that? 6 to 10 million.
Yeah, I was surprised, Stu, that a Premier League club didn't take a gamble on him.
Well, funny you should say that. I mean, I went and watched half a dozen games, Peter, live, and the guy that I used to go up with, who was another mentor, he was a bit older, and he watched Tony for a long, long time, and it's all about opinions, as I said, and he just said he's got to work on his touch a little bit more. So even in that team, then I think I saw that Peter. West Ham inquired about Tony, but they weren't sure. People were like that at the time, weren't sure about him. But what he's done at Brentford,
I just think he'll score goals. I just think wherever he goes, he'll score goals. He's just one of them players, isn't he?
Yeah.
We need someone like that for our team. We really do. Because none of the strikers we've got, I think, have got bags of goals in them.
No. Who'd you have, McAvenny and Cotty, when you were playing?
McAvenny and Cotty, yeah. Not bad, were they, eh? But then even Jimmy Quinn, I mean, I don't know if you remember Jimmy Quinn.
Yeah, Jimmy Quinn.
Jimmy Quinn could score goals for fun. Mike Small, for a year, he scored 23 goals in one season. So West Ham were always had a prolific goal scorer. But Tony Cox, just unbelievable. Tony Cox.
12 minutes. Oh, good ball. This is Conor Bramall. 15.
He's looking good. He's going to absolutely do Chambers with the pace. Much of anyone could, really. But to be fair, started all right. We're looking good. Edwards is looking really good. So he put some great balls into the box.
Has he changed the system much, Cook?
I'm just looking at 4-3-1. Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now. They're getting well behind the ball, aren't they? As I said, bodies compact.
I think that's how we need to play. We've only scored 36 goals, so they've scored 51. So I don't think there'll be a lot of goals in this game. It's 1-0 up there early in the season. They got a penalty, but I just think,
one goal's going to decide this, definitely.
The only problem when you go forward, I mean, like there, you had one option. You had one option going forward, and it's obviously gone back to, you lost possession.
Sort of earlier in the season when we played, we had one up, and he was like isolated. But in the last 2 or 3 games under Lambert, he he had Troy Parrott, the guy from Spurs, on loan, and he sort of played just off him. But I just think, Stu, nowadays, this is how teams play, didn't they? They don't make many play 4-4-2. No, they think that's gone out the window. It's not fashionable now, is it?
Absolutely. But the only thing is, when you've got your defenders on the ball, you need options.
Norwood 1-on-1. Offside.
Yeah, he's offside.
I'm just behind you, I think. Just behind you, about 10 seconds, so you're getting it.
Comment there, Joe Dickerson. We're looking all right, to be fair, so far. It's a majority of it, I suppose, has been played sort of our way, which is good. Some good link-up play in midfield. Downs and Dazelle looking good. Edwards, I really like the look of so far. Chambers has been exposed a couple of times for a lack of pace. But Edwards straight back in there like that. I think
that helps, Steve, that you got Edwards playing in front of him. Because if you have Bennett, you had him, didn't you, Stu? You said when he was a young lad.
Yeah.
He's good going forward, but I don't think he gives him much protection going the other way.
No, he never seems to drop back. Someone like Edwards, he'll work the entire right-hand side. I do like that about him. He'll push forward when he needs to. Like I say, he's put some great balls into the box as well, but he has rushed back to help Chambers out on more than one occasion now. So,
corner to Lincoln.
Okay.
You need that. You need the athleticism. You need, boys that can go back up, forward and then back and do your defensive duties. That is the modern game now, isn't it? Midfield players, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. We have got.
But that's where I had my most success, because I think I told you I was initially a forward, always a forward, and then obviously got pushed to the wide left. And my best seasons being wide left was with Julian Dix at West Ham.
The Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he used to say to me, you just go and do your stuff going forward. And he said, if you can get back, great. But he said, look, you're good going forward. He said, but if I can't deal one-on-one with this guy, I should be a defender. And, I think that's it. Right. As a defender, you should be comfortable one-on-ones. Yes, you got to have a little bit of support, but he was brilliant. Dixie was. He was like that. But, if players did get by him, he was taking them out. He'd get red cards.
Do you reckon he'd be able to play in today's game, Stu?
Yeah, he was good enough, but he'd have to control himself more, which would be difficult, because that's the way he trained. He trained like that. He just used to smash him. And when people used to say to him, Julian, you've got to tame it down. These are your teammates and all that. He said, well, if I tame it down there, he said, I ain't going to be able to play like that on a Saturday. He said, so it's just in my nature. I've got to play like that. But so I think he would have to calm it down a little bit. But
I think nowadays you don't get many sort of hard men, do you?
No.
Playing in the game.
No, I mean, I think it has gone a little bit that way, where he is softer. It
is definitely.
Yeah. As I said, he would have got sent off every game. Some of the tackles that I've seen him on videos. So, that was an art tackling, good tackle, hard tackle.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what they say nowadays. I never can really understand when they say they tackled with force. But I'm thinking that's how you're supposed. You have to tackle when you have to mean it, don't you? If you're tackling someone, you go in 100%.
If you don't, then you're going to get injured yourself a lot of the time.
That's why I like Downs, because he'll go in hard tackles. The opposition then know what they've got to work with. They know what he's like, and they know how hard he can tackle.
Yeah,
it's another nice run from Edwards.
Thank you, man. Oh, I thought it was a foul.
Yeah.
Go down. He could have gone down, couldn't he?
Could have done. All right, that'll do.
You play against Stuart Pearce?
Stuart Pearce, many a time, yeah.
Did you hide over the other side?
I was on the other side, but I loved it. Do you know what? I'd key own a lot of the times. If I got kicked, I loved it, because I wanted to get the ball even more, because I wanted to get kicked even more. You're a good player. If they're kicking you, that's a compliment to you, isn't it? That's right. And that's how I believed in it. And that's why I loved getting on the ball. So if someone's smashing me and all that, there was no way that I was going to get intimidated. I loved it. I loved getting kicked, because, as you said, it is a compliment. You remind me of little Frankie Yellett there, going down the right there. Frankie Yellett on the right back.
He said,
"Did you play in the Man United game?" Oh no, that was the season before. That was the season before, when he scored 2 goals in that way. You come the season after, didn't you?
Yeah. Frankie scored 2 goals, did he?
He got one at Spurs away. He got a 30-yard screamer.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday, he scored we beat United 2-1, and he scored another one.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Bit of a clash there with Bishop and the Lincoln keeper.
Oh, he's down.
Yeah.
See, this is tonight. You got a new manager, Stu. You'd love to be there. Nice evening. Get down to Portman Road. Big crowd, big game.
What crowd do you reckon you would have had today? Well, we would have done.
I reckon they got 17,000. Steve, do you reckon?
I reckon a bit more, maybe. They'd have had a hell of an atmosphere tonight, that's for sure.
What do you think? Obviously, going back next season, optimistic with all the fans with new start.
Get back.
Oh, he's on the break.
Oh,
well done. Is that foul?
nice, decent.
Corner.
Good
yeah, look, you think when Cook come in as a new manager, it must be a bit strange for him to come into an empty ground.
Yeah, totally.
It must be it's a weird atmosphere. I think football at the minute is hard to watch.
Yeah, I think, as I said, you know that though. So when you're a football man, you know your clubs and you know the history of Ipswich Town Football Club. You know the support, know the fan base. He must be so excited. Obviously for next season. Hopefully,
good block, Chambers.
Nice
all being well, everyone can get back in there and the atmosphere there. He did well for Wigan, didn't he? I mean, they got a great result. I can remember the game against Man City, Wigan and Man City.
1-0 didn't the cup.
And I think he outfoxed Pep. His tactics was just incredible and unbelievable. The work rate, the effort, the nouts, and they had a bit of ability as well. And I think that bodes well for Town. That does. That's you got somebody like him that has got a real footballing brain. Not saying
I think they'd be unlucky, if Wigan then had them points off, he'd have probably still been there, and I reckon they'd be probably challenging in the top 6. Because look at him last year. I think they finished first. They were 13th. They finished in the Championship. They finished like an absolute train. But it's obviously off the pitch, sort of shenanigans, and it is sad, isn't it? Really,
it is. Yeah,
it's stuff like that because you want stuff on the pitch, don't you?
Nice.
Good tackle.
Yeah.
Lancaster again, show him what he can do. I like this. It's really good.
See, I had a little whisper this morning, Steve, that Jack was playing, and I messaged his dad, but his dad wouldn't really tell me. He wouldn't tell me he was playing. And then I messaged him earlier, and he said, I've sworn to secrecy. But he said he's worked hard to get back in the team, because
offside again.
Offside.
You can't be making those calls, eh? You're putting the poor boy under pressure, new manager, and if he gets leaked out, God, dear.
It's so good to see him back in the team, though, because he really was just sort of pushed out in the cold for no particular reason under Lambert. There were rumours that he was going to go out on loan that never materialised. And
Salford wanted him.
Salford, yeah.
Someone else. I think Oxford. That was it. Oxford were linked with him.
Off the post from Lincoln. That's
come off Toto.
I'm just getting it.
I think that come off Toto, didn't it?
It did. Oh, there we go. That was heart in mouth. That was fair play.
Yeah. They've done well, haven't they, Lincoln, though, to be honest.
Yeah, they're really well.
They kicked on again from Cowley's, haven't they? Was he was he ever mentioned as a next manager for Ipswich, Cowley?
I would have taken him.
I think he was one of the front two with Paul Cook, wasn't it? It was those two that were the big rumours, the big names.
It'd be interesting to see where they go next, Stu, because obviously I think they've done quite well at Huddersfield. It weren't. I think it was down the owner wanted to have more of the same transfers and that, and I think that's why they went. But they went there and they kept them up. It would just be interesting to see who picks them up, because I think they were saying Jacket at Portsmouth's under pressure because they're not in very good form. I think they've got Sunderland tonight, haven't they?
But are they still in the playoffs, aren't they, at the minute?
Yeah, we're 2 behind them with a game in hand. They're 6th and we're 8th. So
I played under Kenny at Watford. I don't know if you've seen his record. It's just incredible, though, isn't it? His record for going to clubs and getting him in the playoffs. He guarantees you a playoff. And I think he's had three promotions, hasn't he?
Done well at Millwall, didn't he?
Did well at Millwall. Did well at Swansea. People forget that what he did at Swansea was just incredible before Martinez and things like. He started the ball rolling. He got him promotion, and then I think he got him 2 playoffs in the next 3 seasons in that league, and then Millwall, as you said.
Peterborough 1, Hull 1.
Who scored for Peterborough? Do you know?
Reece Brown. 8
Assist?
minutes.
Joe
it doesn't. Hang on. No, it just says a goal. It doesn't say, mate. I thought you'd have that on another screen. You could have done 2.
Hey, I'm not that techno-savvy. Took me a while to sort this out.
So you're off the golf lessons, aren't you? So Julian, he follows me on Twitter.
Julian,
so is it a great corner?
Yeah, just before lockdown, I came back to sort of Sudbury way, and I went up the driving range, and I thought this guy Yeah, he just sort of knew me straight away. I'm like, geez, I'm an Ipswich fan. And we got talking, and I knew a few of his friends, and he knew a lot of me. And he invited me to, so I was going up there quite a bit. And then lockdown happened, and I've been up there since.
Oh,
but yeah, I'm going to get some lessons from him. Good guy, great guy.
Ooh, who was that? 27.
Good opportunity, though.
Morgan Rogers. He's on loan from Man City, 27. Oh, come on. So you look at this game. We're 8th, and they're, where are they? 3rd. There's not a lot in the game, Stu, is there really?
No, not at all. Not at all. If he can just get his, I'm sure he would. I mean, Paul got. I'm sure that he can put a team together that's going to compete. And I look at the paper. If you get the ball in the box, Graham Taylor was the best at that. I mean, I played under Graham Taylor, God bless him, but he was the best at getting teams like these set up. All he wanted to do was, hang on a minute, get the ball in the box and play from the box. Don't play any fancy football outside the box. Just get the ball in the box. And if you want that sort of winning football, I think it gets to you at a certain level. I think if you get wide balls in, I think that's what people have done really well. What I've watched, that they get balls in the box so quickly, just don't have to beat players or play little 1-2s, and they play from there.
They always score their goals, didn't they, Peterborough? Not just this season. If you look at them through probably the last 6-7 years, they're always scoring. They might concede a few, but they're always scoring. Whereas, we've scored 36 goals in 31 games. It's not good enough, is it? Really? No. If you want to get out of this league, I think is Norwood our leading scorer now, Steve? With 6.
I think he is. He's on 6. Guion's on 5. Yeah, still 0-0. John Hammond's pretty end to end at the minute. Although Lincoln have just got a corner.
So there's your problem. Your leading scorer's on 6 goals and you're in March.
Yeah.
Guion,
I reckon, would be on quite a bit more if he hadn't had that time out injured. And he's looking all right tonight, but he's not looked the same since he came back. But for a striker to have that few goals when you get to March is shocking.
But you think Lincoln
has the service been great? I mean, that's what we're saying. If you've got the service, if you're saying that he's missing 3 or 4 chances a game, at least he's getting in the right place. But at the same time,
we don't create a lot. We don't create enough, Stu.
No, that's the thing. So
if you're missing chances, you can think, right.
That's how I'd like to judge a striker on his goals, is the chances that he's getting. It might be his problem that he's not creating the opportunities or the runs, but if the ball's not coming in there.
Well, before Saturday, Norwood had scored. He scored 3 and 3, scored 3 winners. So Norwood's a decent League One striker. If he was fit, that's another problem. We've had so many injuries this season. If he was fit and playing the whole season, he'd get you 20 goals. I'm sure he would.
Yeah. And
that's what you need.
Striker. And the service, the service.
So the service has been lacking, I suppose, in most circumstances, to say the worst.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the service isn't too bad tonight. We've got Lancaster's doing well, Edwards is doing well, Bishop Bishop behind Norwood. He's not had a bad game. He's had a few nice little runs in. He's good with the ball.
You think Lincoln though, Stu? I think 3 or 4 years ago they were in the National League, weren't they?
Yeah.
1-0 Lincoln.
Oh, great goal.
Oh, jeez.
Could Holy not have got to that?
Keeper?
What keeper?
As I said, there's a great strike. I mean, sometimes you've got
Morgan Rogers.
God, he didn't even see it, did he, the keeper? But
no, so it's just no one around him.
Here you go. Look, he's.
Wow. Okay.
That's too easy.
Holy could have got to that.
It's not in the corner. It doesn't look in the corner, does it?
Not in the top corner, is it?
No.
It's 25 yards out.
It seemed a bit easy though. He let him cut in there. No one out to block him.
No. If he's a right-footed player, and you don't show him really centrally, unless you got backup really.
Martin, you need to change your score, mate.
Oh, dear.
Where is he? Is he having his dinner, Steve?
I have no idea. He said he's going to be dropping in and out. He's dropped out, not dropped back in.
No, that was Morgan Rogers. He's on loan for Man City with a goal.
Yeah,
see, this is the problem now. Are we going to be able to score 2 goals in a game to win a game?
We didn't look like it last time.
No,
not really.
Yeah, we did. Who did we come from 1-0 down to beat the other day? Was it Accrington?
Accrington. Yeah, they did have 10 though, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that last 5 minutes they got on top there, Lincoln.
Yeah.
So I think that goal was probably coming.
Yeah, the trouble is
don't like diving, does he, Steve? Holy don't like diving.
He really doesn't want to get his kit dirty. I just the tricky thing with our keepers, none of them. I said it in the pre-show. None of them fill me with confidence. You know, whichever one is named on the team sheet, they've both got so many mistakes in them, and they're so inconsistent. Yeah, I think Cornell is probably slightly better with his feet, but Holy's distribution is crap.
So important, is it? That I think that'd
be one of his first signings, a goalkeeper.
Yeah, definitely
in the summer.
It's desperately needed.
All the best teams, I know all the best teams, but all the best teams have got the great goalkeepers, haven't they?
Mm.
You know, and you've got to have that. I don't know.
Well, we've gone from having Bart as a number one keeper who was solid and dependable. Unfortunately, his last season wasn't brilliant. And we had Gherkin, who was a solid enough number two. I mean, he wasn't as good as Bart. He could have done the job well. But now they're just... I know we had Will Norris last year, who, again, had his moments, but largely negative. We've not had a keeper that you can honestly say that you can depend on, you can rely on. Holy's got so many mistakes in him.
Jeez, yeah.
Who'd you have? Craig Forrest and Richard Wright, didn't you? When you played?
Not bad. They were goalkeepers, decent goalkeepers. Stacks was great lad. Stacks was fantastic. But it was interesting. Did you see the football with West Ham last night? Rob Green. Did you hear? Obviously, Jamie Carragher and Rob Green after the game last night.
Did you see his finger, Stu? You see his little finger?
No,
I see a picture on Twitter of his little finger. That looks a horrible angle.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is it Ipswich Town? Okay.
I mean, he spoke so well, Rob Green, last night. I never knew he could. But, you know, I learned so much last night about how a goalkeeper, you know, about, you know, the feet up and obviously, you know, being on your toes and leverage. He spoke so well.
It's hard, isn't it, when you hear pundits criticising goalkeepers, and we're sitting here saying about the goalie should save that, and none of us have played in goal. I've played a couple of games in goal, but it's a specialist position, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's a good result for West Ham, isn't it? Another great win.
Was that West Ham? Yeah, great win. Great win. Yeah.
Here we go. Come on.
Not playing particularly well, but yeah.
Go on, Flynn.
I think we're quite fortunate. We've got two good youth goalkeepers. Yeah, we've got Adam Perciabek, Harry Wright still as well. I don't know we haven't really heard a lot about Harry Wright the past year or so.
He's back, and he was on. That is a cheap free kick. Is he giving free kick away there?
I think he has.
What are you doing that?
Ben Morris. It's unfortunate. Ben Morris, isn't it? He's been injured again, hasn't he, with his knee? Is it?
Yeah, done his knee.
I know the family quite well.
Season.
Know the family quite well, but I know Paul Goddard, I think, looks after him, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
So I know for a fact, because I spoke to Ben Morris quite a few times, because his brothers play at Housestead Cricket Club, and my brother-in-law is high up in the Housestead Cricket Club. He's the old-time legend at Housestead Cricket Club, so he's the director of cricket there. And so in the summer, I go over and watch a couple of games, and Ben's always there. And I knew of Ben, but when I knew that Paul Goddard looked after him, I just said, you must be some sort of player, because I know Paul Goddard. He doesn't have, you know, people that are not on his books, people that are not decent and all that. And I know Chloe and Paul Goddard work quite closely, Brian Chloe and all that. They work very closely together. So whether Chloe gave Paul Goddard the heads up about him, and then Paul Goddard, he must have been a talent. He must be obviously playing England, and must be devastating for him and the family. That obviously, what's that, 2 crucius now, is it?
Yeah, he played a couple of games when Mick was there towards the end of the season, but he's never really went on loan. I think it was last year. He went to Forest Green.
Forest Green, yeah, that's right.
He didn't really play much. But you think you say like he's got 2 cruciate ligaments. He's only early 20s, isn't he?
Yeah.
You think
that's a shame for the lad.
But he's another one. Like, is he going to make it a Town?
Well, is he out of contract? Is he?
Not sure. I think he might have another year, maybe. We've got about there's so many. How many we got, Steve? Is it 15, 16 players?
I don't even know. Out of contract in the summer?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's so many. Half of them I can't see coming back, to be honest. I mean, the likes of, you got Cole Skews, Freddie Sears, Emma Hughes. People have just gone MIA, really. It is such a bloated squad. I mean, we've got some talented guys, but it's so bloated. Yeah. It does need a bit of cleansing, and hopefully Paul Cook can work his magic and get a keeper, first of all. But I can see Cornell moving on in the summer, probably keeping Holy as a backup, and then getting a more solid number one.
But that's when you would want to find out what is happening with the ownership, though, isn't it? You know, guys, obviously, so the investment. I mean, Paul Cook, he must have been guaranteed something to come here, really, though, obviously.
Yeah, well, he turned down Cardiff and Sheffield Wednesday, didn't he?
As well.
I think they'd only offered him till the end of the season, but like you say, he's not coming here to work under Evans, I don't think, because it was like Lambert when he came out and he was having to go at the owner. Like, these managers, they know when they come in. You know what sort of owner Marcus is, because obviously managers talk, don't they?
Yeah. Well, it was funny that Paul Lambert had said Paul Cook's coming in soon, and when he was still Ipswich manager.
He said that.
So, you know,
to go forward, Stu, to go forward, we need fresh investment. I know people will say it is a risk getting a new owner in. You don't know who they are. You know, Evans is there. They pay the bills on time. But I still think 13 years, really, we haven't progressed. We haven't gone forward. And you think, I just think if Evans stays 2 years' time, he'll be sitting here and we'll be moaning about Cook. That's just football.
That was an awful cross from Edwards. I was saying earlier about him having good crosses and having a good game. He's sort of gone under the radar now.
Yeah.
It's turning very much one-sided towards Lincoln now. It started off quite nice and even, but
I was going to ask you, Stu, did you play in the you played in that semi-final against Forest, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
I remember that. Tony Gale got sent off, didn't he?
Gale got sent off when sending-offs were rare, and when you look back at it, 25 minutes in, and it was just a collision of legs, you know.
Was that 0-0 at the time?
0-0 at the time, and we had a go for about 20 minutes. I hit the post, Georgie Paris hit the post, so it was 0-0 at the time. And then Forest were a decent side under Cloughie, and, you know, they had Roy Keane and Clough, Walker, Pearce. What a side they had, you know.
So that was the year they got to the final and Gazza done his knee?
That's it, yeah, that's the one, yeah. They played at Wembley. Talking about bad pitches, Arsenal and Tottenham played at Wembley, and we played Forest at Villa Park. Villa Park was an absolute shocker, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bobbly and Bob, you know, Bumpy.
Who's ref? Who's the ref that day?
I bet you, if you ask any West Ham fan who was ref that day, everyone would know who it was. Hackett.
Oh, it was. I thought it was him. Keith Hackett. Yeah.
Keith Hackett. He deprived me of a Wembley Cup final, possibly.
Yeah, I always remember watching it. I was like a young kid and thinking, it was like at the time, you think, that's never a red card.
No, not at all. But I don't know if you remember the game, but everyone remembers the second half. West Ham fans were Billy Bond's Claret and Blue Army the whole way through.
Was that when they'd like half and half with a Holt end?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And 4-0 down, and it was just definitely noise of Billy Bond's Claret and Blue Army, because obviously the fans knew that we had obviously got, you know, a bad decision go against us, and, you know, we had to go for a little bit. But even Cloughie, the great Brian Clough, 4-0 went and turned round and applauded. You know, I got video caption of him applauding West Ham fans. Couldn't believe it. Never seen it. He's applauding West Ham fans, and we're 4-0 down.
Rob Smith there, no shots yet. Yeah, we've not even looked like threatening their goal. Yeah,
we've had a lot of ball, but we ain't done a lot with it. And this is just a tale of how it's been, isn't it?
Well, product, isn't it?
Whole lot of passing it back.
This is how he likes to play. I watched the podcast with some Wigan and Portsmouth fans, and they said he's patient. He likes to play out from the back. Plays 4-2-3-1.
What would they? Is it winning football and playing ugly at the minute? Would you like, or I know you want the both, playing nice football and winning, or, you know, but
it is results
and winning.
It is results.
In a good position there.
It is results business, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like when we had McCarthy, the playoff season, the football wasn't very good, but we were winning every week, and everyone's happy, isn't it? If you're winning.
Yeah.
I'd take being in the playoffs with some boring football than being way down there every now and then playing some good football. Definitely.
Yeah. What about him doing it now, hey?
Yeah. You got, is that Dazelle on the free kick, or is that Bishop?
I think that's Dazelle.
Just outside the box. Good chance here.
It's amazing. Andre left-footed, isn't it, eh? He's got more left-footed, isn't he, Andre?
Yeah, he's left-footed, yeah.
And Jace was right-footed, all right-footed.
Got to get a good ball there.
Come on. Get a head on it at least.
It's all about delivery, movement.
His free kick deliveries can be hit and miss, as well.
See, I thought you might have a right footer there, swinging it in. I suppose that's going away, isn't it, from their goal there? We're all waiting here, hoping something exciting's going to happen.
You're going to tell me before I see it, though. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm 20 seconds behind, 10, 20 seconds behind you.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Opportunity.
Yeah, he's stretching a bit, wasn't he? Toto.
We just got to see what. I mean, obviously, the West Ham game. I know we talked about West Ham, but I mean, West Ham. The amount of goals that are scored from deliveries now, West Ham are scoring. You know, Dawson scoring these goals.
He's been a great signing, isn't he? What signing has he been?
He's only on loan still. Couldn't get in the Watford side.
He's still on loan, is he, from Watford? Yeah. They're not signing permanent.
Didn't sign permanently yet. No.
I see. You know the Moose on Talk Sport. He's a big West Ham fan, isn't
he? Yeah, Moose.
He's all about Craig Dawson for England this morning.
I think he's done well, but I don't think that.
We're going a bit far there, haven't we?
Yeah. He's done brilliantly. Don't get me wrong. My goodness, stunning. But yeah, he's got to play a lot more games to be considered now, I think.
I see Mark Noble signed for another year, then, isn't he?
Brilliant. I think that's what, I think a whole year. I mean, obviously, no fans. 34 in May, so next year will be 35 under fans. I think that's what I did ask. I asked the question. You're a long time retired. Everyone says you're a long time retired in football. Would you go and play another 2 years somewhere else, maybe in lower Prem or Championship side to play, or do you guarantee yourself a job at West Ham for life if you retire at 35?
Another free kick in a good position here.
I don't know. It depends. I suppose it depends how much he plays next season. He's not played a lot at the minute, has he? Because he can't get in now. Because obviously
he's not
that Souček, he's been a fantastic signing, hasn't he?
Kufel, Souček, yeah, they've been amazing. Those two, unbelievable. And Dawson.
Yellow card for that.
But
who do you reckon's going to take this?
Dazelle, left foot.
Tayo Eden, didn't he play for us for a short period as well? Was it one of the Paul Hursts?
We had him on loan.
Yeah.
Who?
Hurst.
Tayo Eden. Yeah, you got him from Fulham. He was one of Paul Hurst's signings, wasn't he? A loan player.
He got sent off, didn't he? Was that against Villa, Steve?
I think he scored on his debut and then he got sent off and he
he scored against Blackburn. It was a cross, wasn't it, from the right-hand side, and it just sort of bobbled all the way in.
Yeah.
Come on, Andre, hit the target.
Go for it, man.
You got to hit the target here.
You need a goal before half-time here.
It was left.
Right.
Yeah.
He's made a bit of a
target, hit the target.
Like what NCR was trying to do, just knock it back over his shoulder.
But when the keeper stands that side, it's very difficult to score that side, I feel, personally.
Especially like that, you've got to hit it with pace, haven't you? He's just...
Yes, a pace, yes.
Yeah, if the goalie gets beaten that side, it's got to be a worldie, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's got to be absolutely fizzed in, yeah.
It's getting quite scruffy now.
This is raced by this half, and we ain't really done anything, have we?
Not even a shot on target.
What's the other scores? Any other scores that, if you said...
Let me have a look. I'll have a look. They're not... They've only just kicked off Portsmouth Sunderland, 7:45.
Oh, are they?
So we got Peterborough. Hang on. Peterborough still 1-0. Wigan are winning 2-0 at Plymouth. Blackpool winning at MK Dons. Bristol Rovers 1, Accrington Stanley 0. That's a good result for us.
Yeah.
So we're down to not bloody Oxford have gone up to 7th. We're down to 9th.
Yeah, don't want to slip too far down again.
No,
it looks, in the area. I mean, obviously with Norwich doing so well as well again, really, isn't it? It's that's hard. Norwich always do well, looking like they're going to be in the Prem. Obviously the way it is, and
he's done well, hasn't he, Farker? Because I think I was listening on the radio. I was there on about Chris Wilder at Sheffield United. He's under pressure a little bit, and I think Norwich done well by sticking with Farker. Sheffield United should stick with Wilder going down. They can't get rid of him. I think they'd be crazy.
Yeah. He's got 2 promotions as well, didn't he? 2 promotions. They were in League One as well, like Ipswich. So he's due a couple of years even in Championship. I feel. Unless you get the investment, like we said here, investment. Having said that, though, what we just said about 3 players at West Ham, there are. Yes, you pay the wages, but I mean, I don't know how much they've paid for Ufal, Dawson, nothing. 2 players that cost you nothing. So there are players out there.
I think Norwich, Stu, they were sort of the pandemic done them a favour really because they've kept all their good players. I think if it had been like a normal sort of pre-season, like Cantwell might have gone. Aarons, I know Aarons was linked, even Barcelona after him, but they've been able to keep hold of them. It's just, I don't know, Norwich. They look, we'd love to be in their position, wouldn't we? A yo-yo team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look how they run. Look how they run as a football club.
Corner to Lincoln.
Nick Muller asks, have you ever scored an own goal, Stuart?
Me? I've never been a defender. No, I haven't. I've missed loads of open goals, missed penalties, but never scored an own goal. Had nightmare games, but that's the only thing I've never had an own goal.
I'll see it. First half done. That was underwhelming.
Yes.
Great, was it?
It started off really well. It was sort of more going our way more, but then it's just tailed off. Got good chances, but nothing really.
Who they got Saturday?
Plymouth at home.
At home. So
you need to get a result here. You need to, even if you got a draw tonight, you don't want another defeat.
No.
But I think second half we've got to come out. We've had a lot of the ball, but we haven't moved it quick enough. I don't think.
No,
sort of.
That's right,
ball in areas that ain't going to do any damage.
Not threatening, not threatening at all. 2 set pieces. They're the only.
As well. 2 isolated.
He said that though in his press. He said that yesterday. Cook. He said that we don't create enough and we don't score enough. So he knows the problem.
Yeah.
But like I said before, he's got his hands tied a little bit now because he can only go with what he's got.
Well, if you do that, I think, as I said, he's smart enough to coach the game a minute. Maybe I've not got the players to do that, but hang on a minute. What about if I just anywhere I played with a real big man up front, play people and get bodies in the box and just get the ball in the box? Instead of playing nice, neat and tidy for a little while, because I haven't got the resources to do that. I haven't got the players to do that at the minute. That's what I want to do. But if I'm in the results business, get the ball in the box and play from the box.
Yeah,
just get it in the box. Not hoof it, but from wider areas, albeit maybe a little bit deeper, because ideally you want to be in the final third to get your crosses in and get behind the defenders and let the defenders face their own goal. That's always a dangerous one. But maybe a little bit deeper there, just get the ball in the box and play from there and drop downs. And
that's where you got Hawkins, Steve. I know there ain't many people out there. Ollie Hawkins are not their biggest fans, but if Stu's on about playing like that, he's your ideal target man.
Yeah, he is.
Many goals. Oh, look at mine's face.
It's true though. It's true. He's not the most ideal striker, but Norwood's tiny. He's not going to win many balls in the air, is he?
What?
But then you've got to have second balls. You've got to have people that are going to win second balls as well.
Yeah.
If Hawkins is the answer, I don't know what the question was.
We're not saying long term. We're just on about for now to get you through to the end of the season, because that was pretty much what we've watched. There is what we've watched a lot of times this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So talk me through that first half then, guys. Steve, what did you make of that first half? I'll ask all of you individually, but Steve, what did you make of that first half? Sum it up for us.
Started off well. I thought we were playing on the front foot. We were looking the more likely of the two teams to create something, and it just tailed off massively. Edwards started really well. He's tailed off. There were some over-ambitious crosses. Chambers is being absolutely done down his side. He's got no pace at all. So, yeah, underwhelming, really. disappointing.
So I thought we started okay, Crunch. I thought we were okay for the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then we just disappeared.
Yeah, the goal was coming, wasn't it? We did say they'd had a couple of sort of threatened a little bit, but it was a poor goal, Martin. He's too easy. He's walked through without a challenge, and he's had a shot from 25 yards. I don't know. Look, we said about everyone's criticised his goalies, and I think he is a specialist position, but he's not got he doesn't get his knees dirty, does he?
No. Is it right to criticise him for that one, though? It looks...
I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you look from behind the goal, I mean, it didn't go in the corner.
It did.
And he didn't look like he was nowhere near it. And it was, what's it, 25 yards out? Yeah, good play. I mean, obviously, you've got to look at it. Hang on a minute, it's a great strike. But leading up to it, like you're saying, inside, if you're going to show him inside centrally, you've got to have bodies there that are going to get a block in or attack, or the centre half's got to come in and engage. And, they didn't have that. So there was no sort of cohesion there. Hang on a minute, you've got to show him on his weaker foot. But it's basics. You don't show someone really centrally and then bang, just moves it, beats you, shot in.
Yeah, it was a bit easy, as you say. Victoria Henderson, Crunch, says, different chef, but same boring, unimaginative, bland ingredients.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue because Look, we can't be too critical of Cook, Martin. I've said before, he can only work with the tools he's got at the minute. I do agree with Stu. If I were going a bit more direct, we've done a lot of passing around the back and in midfield, but get the ball wide and get it in the box. Get bodies in there. That's how you're going to score goals.
Yeah.
3 or 4 bodies in that box, your 2 centre midfield or wherever, your wide left, if the ball's coming in on the right, get bodies in there. And then you're going to cause havoc.
If you look at that team, Stu, you ain't, apart from Norwood, where's your goals coming from, Martin?
This is it. But I've kind of been saying this throughout the year. This is nothing new to me. Whereas everybody else has been telling me a new coach, 10% extra, the squad on paper is good enough. And I've been saying, I don't think it actually is. Like, is it now a realization for you, Crunch, that actually, do you know what? Maybe, just maybe, where we were, where we are, is what we are and what we deserve to be. Yeah,
I tend to agree with you. Don't like saying that, but I think you're probably right.
Nobody does.
I think look, League One, Stu said, if you watch a lot of football in League One, there's not a lot between the teams, is there? Really? No. It is small margins, but when you're giving goals away like that, this had really... Lincoln haven't created a lot. I know they hit the post, Toto, a couple of shots, but they haven't really opened us up. So that goal, it's a bit disappointing for me. It's too easy. I think it's too easy. Someone's got to get out and smash him. Get out there, block the ball.
We don't do enough, though, do we? We don't. We don't do enough at any stage of any sort of transition of the game. We just watching us is really frustrating, Steve. Really frustrating.
It's bad for your health, isn't it? It really is. Because you're willing them, and you see there's I mean, Norwood's been caught offside a couple of times, and that's just so frustrating. It's a good chance, and he's just taking his eye off it, whatever. But yeah, it is so frustrating, and you sort of feel helpless watching them, really.
Neil, I'll bring you in. I'm going to dip out for 5 seconds. I've got a childcare issue, but Neil, you jump in. Tell us what you thought of that first.
Hello, everyone. Basically, we started on the back foot. We then fought back, didn't we, and got involved, in which was very good up to the point that, we conceded, didn't we? It was a little bit of a nothing attempt, but
yeah. Since Lincoln have that sort of 5 minutes where they scored, they've just been the team on the ascendancy ever since. Really,
it's been a 1-0, Steve. I can see this being a 1-0. Lincoln happy with what they've got. Come and let Town try and break them down. Maybe they might nick another goal, but I don't think we're going to get 2 goals unless he changes the system. I don't know. He's got a striker on the bench and he's got Jackson on. He can throw on, but I agree with Lee Anderson. Lincoln have looked dangerous down the flanks. That Connor Bramall from Colchester. Yeah. Luke Pennant did say about him, good player, just up the road.
Yeah, lots of pace in the Lincoln side. We've got players like Chambers, Enciala, none of whom are particularly fast, and they're just completely running us ragged in defence.
I agree with that. Jack hasn't got in the game, has he?
No, he was terrible. And that touch was at our corner, and then he done a poor touch, and they almost broke away.
Who are the town's paciest players then, guys? Because obviously I've only watched the 45 minutes. Yeah,
Jackson's probably the quickest. He's on the bench.
Is Edwards, would you say, is up there?
Edwards is quick. Yeah, but
he's final ball tonight. He's final ball. He's got in some good positions down that right hand side, and he's
pace is key, isn't it? As well, that hurts teams. Any sort of pace, even if you're not the best technically, pace can hurt you. And it can stretch teams and create opportunities for your better ball players.
Especially in this league. This is what I'm saying. Keep it simple. I think you're overcomplicating things a little bit. I know everyone. Look, you want to play out from the back, but at the minute you've got what you've got. Keep it simple. Get the ball forward early, and try and make things happen around their box. We're making it easy for them, I think. Too ponderous.
Yeah.
What do you think of Norwood in that first half? Because he's either been really deep doing the parrot role and then never where you want him in and around the box, or he's hanging around offside.
Yeah, he's had a tricky half, hasn't he? Like, he's had a couple of good chances, both offside.
He's not had a lot of support though, Stu, has he, Norwood? Like they haven't got no one.
That's what I said. The opportunities, the creativity. It doesn't look like you're getting bodies in the box. It's very difficult.
I think like with this game here tonight, 1-0 down. If you've got a crowd there, second half, kicking towards the north stand, it's going to drive them on, I think. And you have to try and. Have you played? Did you play many games like for the reserves behind closed doors?
Not really, because obviously at West Ham you still had quite a few. Even in the youth team, I think when we played in the youth team, you still had about 200 people around the outside of the road pitch. So you always had a few hundred, and it was only practice matches on a Thursday. Maybe you might do 11v11 sort of thing, and that was the eerie thing. But yeah, it's never the same, is it? You need some sort of atmosphere, even if there's a few hundred people in there.
It's hard to do. I'm not saying you have to do it yourself, don't you? You've got to raise yourself, but. I'll take Liverpool for an example, Stu. There's no way Liverpool would have lost 6 home games on the trot if there'd have been a crowd at Anfield. No chance.
100% agree. And I agree with what you're saying. That does give you the butt. If you were kicking to the North Stand, my goodness, it's human nature. I mean, the mind, I don't know. The mind is just an unbelievable, powerful mechanism. But I mean, that adrenaline, that kicking, that euphoria, that just buzzes you up. That gives you more. It shouldn't do, but it gives you more. And the fans. If it just goes to show if you're playing at home or away, it don't make no difference at the minute.
He's playing Lambert, and the bloke's opening the bloody dugout. Sorry,
tactics.
Mike Brown is blaming. He's blaming Paul Lambert crunching. Paul Lambert's not even probably in England.
He's on the way to Aberdeen, isn't he? He's favourite for the Aberdeen job.
Sorry, I just first person to do it. Right, Bishop, how's he played behind the striker? I thought he's been all right. I mean, just we're looking like a team of strangers in some periods of that game. Are we trying to put too many different changes in at one go? I heard you say pace was a bit of an issue. Everything's a bit of an issue. We can't seem to pass the ball at times to each other.
That was one of the things I was saying with Norwood never being really quite where you want him, and then the whole creativity in the team. It's as if they don't know what's happening next. If we've gone for a long ball, it's if Norwood's hanging around offside, so it's not right on that occasion. Someone's quickly getting closed down, and then they get rid of the ball quickly. I know Downs seemed very flat-footed on one of the occasions. And I just don't get it. They can't really read the game.
No. How's Andre played for you, Steve? Because there's a little bit of chat in the chat about Andre not playing particularly well, overrated. Where are you on that? I know Crunch is a fan of Andre, but how do you...
Sunderland?
I like Andre, but I'm a fan of Andre. But he's not had the best of games. He sort of slipped under the radar a little bit. I think him and Lancaster not having the games I would expect of them. I think the best person in the midfield has been Teddy, without a doubt.
How about Lancaster, Crunch? How about you? Because I wanted a big game from Jack. Well, this is it.
Andre and Jack, you got to do more. Andre's tidy, isn't he? He's tidy on the ball, but he has to do more. You want more from him. They need a rocket at half time. You got to play with a bit more intensity.
We said this at Gillingham, Neil, and he came out, equalised, then capitulated. What has Paul Cook got to do? Because from the outside looking in, the form guy was reading fine until he arrived.
I think he's got to get bodies. I think they've got to get bodies forward. I think they've got to have a little, like I'm saying, a rocket up their backside again now. New manager comes in. I think definitely it's a settling in period, but he's going to get to know his players. But you would have thought initially the players would be absolutely fired up because they want to impress the new manager. Was it second, third game? You want to impress that manager. You want to be in his plans for next season. So it comes from within, from the players there. He might have the tactics, but I tell you what, I'd be closing down, be running around, be kicking, but that's what you should do initially, and then that should be a given now. I want to impress that manager so much that I want to be playing for a contract to be playing in his parts of his plans next year. So the players that he's got out there, initially, that should just raise their game, like say 10-20% minimum.
So does it concern you? It doesn't appear to be that way. As an ex-player, does that sort of concern you when you see it doesn't happen like that?
Yeah, I think it might be too easy. I think some of these players might be on nice fat contracts and got a couple of years still left and go, hang on, it don't matter at the minute. And there's no crowd out there to give me a bit of grief or anything like that. But I think Ipswich, the town of where they are because of the players. At the minute, ultimately, there's a manager, there's a owner but these players are on this pitch at the minute, and where you're saying at the minute they don't look good enough.
No,
so
the team are coming up to the second half. So hopefully we're going to see a little bit more of a response as you suggest that we should be. Crunch, who's joining us for the second half?
EK, Eloise King is coming in.
And here she is, Eloise. Welcome in.
Thanks, guys. How are you?
We're jumping here. We're jumping off of that first half. Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm all well.
You heard about what we think about that first half, but you're watching it. What did you make of that first half?
Yeah, I've got to be careful what I say, obviously, as a player, but it's not great to be 1-0 down. I think Bishop's been doing all right. I think if we're going to get anything, it's probably going to be from him. I think we just potentially need a bit of spark, We need someone who's going to do something for us. Hopefully we can get a goal and get ourselves back in it. But, yeah, we do need a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's going to grab it for us, Crunch, do you think?
That's right, what Stu says, you've got a new manager coming. They should be absolutely running their socks off. They really should. But like I've said before to you, Martin, it's players who get managers sacked, Stu.
Yeah.
And this is why.
I've got a few sacked. No, but that should be a given. That should be an absolute given. New manager comes in, you've got to be absolutely, rocket up your backside, like you said, Crunch. That I want to impress you. I want to be here for next season, the season after.
There we go. We're off.
Yeah. 4-2-3-1. Go on.
My Wi-Fi seems pretty terrible, so I'll quickly drop out, get off the Wi-Fi, and come back in again.
Okay, mate. No worries. See you in a sec. 4-2-3-1. Owen says doesn't suit the squad of players. That's a worry, isn't it, Steve? Because we've brought in a 4-2-3-1 manager.
Yeah, that's. I don't know what formation really suits these players, to be honest with you, but it certainly isn't a 4-2-3-1. We just need two up top. Norwood can't do it all on his own. And Parrott was working really hard behind him. Bishop's been working really hard behind him, but it's just not giving us anything. No.
So we'll look, see what happens in the second half. Then we've started. Obviously, we've got the ball down in the centre. Wilson. I mean, this is going to go sideways or rugby. Oh,
no, there you go.
There you go.
What was I saying about Wilson earlier, Martin? I'll take it back.
It's gone for a rugby crunch.
Yeah, not even by the corner flag. Not even a good touch there.
No. Sums it up, doesn't it? 4-1, Christopher Martin says. Sterling G, simple. We need to stop having high hopes this season. I think we'll still be League One next season, but Cook, we had to bring in who he wants for his system. The thing is with that, Sterling, if you believe the amount of money Paul Lambert was on, we've just spent £2.5 million in removing Paul Lambert. So I fully expect us to not write this season off and in fact, Crunch, have high hopes for this season, because otherwise you could have just stuck with Paul Lambert and just gone, well, c'est la vie.
Look, we don't know who's got rid of him. Is it the new owners wanted a new manager? I don't know. But look, we had 3 good performances there, Martin. But if you look at them 3 games in isolation, we had a bit of luck in all of them, didn't we, really? And I think you do need luck. You do need luck in football, don't you, Stu? I think you can be a good team, but some teams can be a lucky team, I think.
Yeah. Totally. You need a little bit of luck. You make your own luck at times, but yeah, this is you might go. I keep going back to Peterborough, but I watched the Peterborough game 2 weeks ago, I think it was. They were 1-0 down, and they were dead and buried, and then from nowhere they got a lucky break, a bad, referee's decision, and they scored for it. Wigan game, yeah, I think it might have been, yeah.
Yeah, Clark Harris got too late, didn't he, in that game?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And they were nowhere, and they got a lucky break, get the equaliser, and they went up and scored their next goal in the next 2 minutes.
See, that's what gets you promoted. That's where the difference between them teams. That's like we said before. It's very small margins, but the teams who get promoted out of this league, when they're not playing well, they'll dig that result out, and they'll get them 3 points.
Yeah. You do. You need a lucky, maybe a lucky decision as well. Make your own luck, but the more times you've got it in that box now, as I said, I'm a football purist, but it's sometimes if you haven't got the personnel to do it and play and create opportunities, just get the ball in the box as many times as you can. Get bodies in the box and then play from there if you can.
Eloise, would you agree with Frank here that we simply need a win, otherwise it's season over for us?
Yeah, I do agree that we do need a win.
Come on.
I think we need to get on a run. Obviously, it can be difficult when there's a lot of changes at a club. For the players mentally. With a lot of changes going on, there's a lot to think about. But yeah, I do agree. I do think we need a win. If we don't win, I don't know whether that's season over. Is it too early to call? I don't know, because obviously with the new manager, potentially, he could change things for us. But yeah, I do think we do need a win. Yeah.
Still got 42 points, Martin, after this game.
Yeah, but it's momentum. We had a bit of momentum suddenly going, and we seem to sort of hit a wall. Crunch was telling me, Eloise, you've been a Cintiq holder since you were 8 years old.
6.
6 years old. So and all that time, who is the best player you've seen play for Ipswich at Pullman Road?
God.
It's got to be Luke Chambers.
Sorry.
I used to like Carlos Edwards. I thought he was a good player, because when I was quite younger, that's someone who I used to watch. It's funny you mentioned Chambers. He may not technically be very good, but I do think he's someone who is a good leader, and I do think when you're struggling, you do need a leader in the team that is going to help you out in these times, especially when you've got a lot of younger players as well. I do think
ignore him in the corner. Ignore him. No one listens to him in the corner.
Do you think without Chambers our team is too quiet?
Yeah, possibly.
What, Teddy?
Yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, he's really good for the club. I was training today, and even Chambers is there watching the younger ones, and I do think he's good for the club. Whether
Go on, Andre. Go on.
Help us.
Nice.
I'm not sure.
He switched Lancaster and Edwards, Martin.
Yeah, I know. I've seen.
I thought yes.
Some of our first touch is just non-existent. Like, forget about having how many boys you got to train in. I'd be working on first touch. You just need one person for that, yourself, and a wall. Do you know what I mean? Just work on that first touch. Good ball.
Ball and a wall.
Exactly. Ball. Yep. And change the ball sides as well.
So your FA Cup game's on in April then, EK?
Yeah, that's scheduled for the 4th.
Is that your only game you're going to have to play? What about the league? Have they said anything about your league coming back, or? Well,
we're hoping to hear next week about that. But yeah, that's the only game scheduled so far, the FA Cup.
I'm going to get a beer. 2 seconds.
Oh, he's off. So you've got Billericay. They're in your league.
Yeah, Billericay are in our league. Yeah.
Have you played them this season?
Yeah, we have. I think we beat them. I can't remember the score, but I know we beat them away. And I think if we beat them, we then face Oxford or Cardiff away.
So what are they higher? Are they in a higher division, Oxford or Cardiff?
So they are. They're in a higher division than us. But
so you scored a hat trick, didn't you? I don't know if everyone knows. You scored a hat trick against Norwich, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
See? Oh, not many people can say that.
No, that was last season. End of last season. Yeah.
Is it well supported, the ladies' football fans, Ipswich fans?
Yeah, do you know what? It's grown so much. You know, we had a game against Norwich at home, and there was about 700 people there.
Brilliant.
Previous seasons, there hasn't been that many. So to go from that to that, you know, they've been excellent for us. The fans this year, yeah, they've been really good.
And is it at the Portman Road you play home games?
We play at Felixstowe ground.
Okay.
Yeah, nice little setup there.
Be nice to play at Portman Road, wouldn't it?
For a couple of games, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Suffolk County Cup that we're normally in, that's where we play our finals at Portman Road.
And what are the chances of Ipswich ladies being professional eventually?
Well, at the moment they're very high. You know, we're actually tier 4 at the moment, but last year we were top of the league, and obviously the season got null and void because of COVID. And this year again we're sitting top, praying that the league will let us go up. And obviously we faced Huddersfield and we've faced previous teams who are in the league above us, and we've beaten them. So we know, we're doing well for where we are, and we should be in higher leagues than what we are.
So you don't want that happening again, do you? The season null and void again. That's like last season was bad enough, and you think this season is not great, is it?
No, we don't want that. We've got players that are just too good for the league that we're in, and potentially, they might move on because they're.
Yeah, because we had Joe on before, didn't we, Martin, talking about that, saying like last season, sort of everyone sort of stayed, but if it happened again, you're thinking. You want everybody to stay, but like you're saying, if they can play at a higher level, how long are they gonna hang on?
We've got England internationals at youth ages we've got about 6 in our age group, and we're thinking, it's not really realistic for them to stay at a tier 4 club, when they could be playing at higher leagues. You've got other players in the same age group at England who are playing, tier 1, tier 2 football. So it's not ideal. So hopefully we can get promoted.
Where did you play your youth football? Did you play in Sudbury?
Yeah, so I played for Sudbury grassroots level.
Another Sudbury girl, are you? Sudbury girl?
Good old Sudbury.
Yeah. Sudbury, yeah. Not a bad place, eh? We've got a little bit of familiarity with the town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they've got a good setup down there, Stu, haven't they? At Sudbury.
Really good setup now. Yeah, they've done well with the Astro down there. It's just a little bit too far, a little bit isolated for everyone, though, isn't it?
Sudbury, lovely place. Love it. Really nice place.
I play cricket there, Stu. Been down there?
Do you?
I have played there when I was a bit younger. Nice little ground there.
Yeah.
It always gets so close.
Yeah, we lack. Yeah, we lack the quality in the areas that cost the most amount of money in modern football.
Free kick ref.
We lack a decent striker, really. We lack, and that final ball has always been missing for. Seems like forever these days, Steve. It seems like we've been talking about final ball for years.
I can't remember the last time. I think I said maybe the last time we had a striker that when they got the ball, do you think there's a good chance of a goal? It was probably Waggy, but that was about it. And even that was sort of hit and miss,
Yeah.
But
this ref doesn't want to give anything, does he?
That bled goals.
No, this referee sort of almost standing away from the game and saying, "You play. I'll just make a major decision if I have to."
That's where you talk about the fans being involved. I
think Teddy get a yellow for?
Sorry. Sorry, who was talking there? Sorry.
What was it? You carry on.
All right. Yeah, it's okay. I was saying we were talking about the fans there. If the fans were involved there, I think referees psychologically might give a few more decisions down as well. With the fans getting on the back.
Yeah, tonight would have been really rocking, wouldn't it? That's the thing. I mean, perhaps not a 1-0 down, but early doors it would have been.
That's what
really
I said earlier, Mike.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah,
crowd, but even second half now, kicking towards the north stand. The players have got to get that intensity themselves, haven't they? But when you do need a little bit of help from the fans, I think.
You did say as well about Liverpool, and by the way, I'm here to tell you you're wrong. They would still lose 6.
No chance. They would be losing to teams like Burnley and Brighton at home. No way.
Goal. Oh, unlucky. I thought it'd be a goal. I thought I'd call it early. Mystic Miggett, but got it wrong. There's Andre slowing it down and then giving the ball away. Oh, no, we've recycled possession. Good ball. Oh, hang on, no. Dodgy camera angle. Looked like it'd be a lovely corridor of uncertainty, and then it just ended up.
The goalkeeper's flapping a bit. He keeps patting them down. Don't look very.
He's a modern goalkeeper, Crunch. They do that.
Well,
if they can catch, they'll punch, and where they should punch, they'll try and catch it.
What did you think to the goal, EK? Did you think Holy could have done a little bit more?
Yeah, probably. A bit of a sloppy goal to give away, really. Yeah, probably could have done a bit more there.
Yeah, like you say, it was just an easy. They let him have a free shot from 25 yards, didn't they? No one got near him, and no one closed him down.
No.
That's the
for a keeper of his height as well.
So this is it, is it? This is what football looks like after Lambert. Wow. That's all I'll say, Crunch.
Are you revealing it later?
Oh, I've got to burn it at some point, haven't I?
No, not that. The other ones.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know where the wife's put it. But yes, if I hang on, if I can find it, I will.
You got to show the Drennan and Hawkins one.
Oh, I will. I'll do a big reveal if I can find it. If not, it'll be on Thursday's show. Callie, bring on Judge. Let's get the shooting test. Yeah, this keeper needs to be got at. He's tipping everything down.
We haven't tested him, have we?
No.
So far. You think, look, you've had 15 minutes here, second half, and he needs to make... Oh, there you go. He's making a couple of subs. Who we got coming on? Judge. I think that's... No, he's making 3.
Jackson, please.
I think it looks like Bennett's is one of them.
Oh, God. And Lancaster will come off. He's not really done much this game, has he?
He's not got in the game at all.
Under the radar. It's a shame, though. His first game back for a long time. He's got a new manager to impress. It's a shame that it's not really he's not really showing himself in the best of lights.
Well, that's a big thing, isn't it? Three subs coming on at once, is it? At the minute, 3 subs coming on. He's looking at. So that's showing you that he's not happy at all. So he's just looking at all his players and options now and going, hang on a minute, I'm going to give you a little bit of a fair crack of the whip, but if you're not doing it, I've got to change it. But this is what I've got at my disposal.
I've just messaged Matt Crunch.
Edwards off.
Bishop.
I've just messaged Matt saying how good. How good? How good?
Teddy was on a yellow.
Let's see if I can get a flounce out of WhatsApp, shall I?
Who did Parrott come on for?
I think Teddy.
See, I thought Teddy was playing really well in that position behind the striker.
I thought he looks a threat.
He did. He really did. Yeah. Lancaster wasn't
Lancaster
too.
Off.
He didn't do enough for me tonight. He'll be disappointed as naturally, but those chances, Crunch, they might not come very often with such a big squad. You need to rest of them.
He was on the periphery while he game. Didn't really see him at all.
No. It's always difficult as a winger, isn't it, Stuart? because you can't really assert yourself in the game unless the ball is really down your side.
You said that last time, didn't you?
You know, I started my career up the front. I told you could influence your own performance. You can go short and go long, go wide. When you're a wide player, you generally got to rely on people giving you the ball. And when you're a wide player, you're judged on what you do with the ball, not what you do defensively or anything like that. So you might have a quiet game because you haven't received the ball. Because obviously my tendency was to come in off the line all the time and try and look for the ball. And then I'll have a manager screaming at me, keep the width, so that we can. So, I was like, well, personally, I ain't getting involved. So you need people giving you the ball, and it's very difficult if you haven't got the passers and players to do that for you. And if you mark, people are scared to give you the ball. You can't influence your performance.
You can't underestimate the importance of the two central players having a really good game for a lot of players, but particularly your wide men, because they're the players that either benefit or don't benefit, and how well they're playing centrally, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you look at it. I mean, you're looking at Lincoln now. They're a really well organised side, aren't they? I mean, you can see it's very difficult to break anything. Whatever way we're trying to play through the lines and getting it wide. They've always got bodies around it. They're very, very difficult. So sometimes you just put it in the mixer and ask questions. I hate that way, but if you're saying the crunch earlier, what would you want? Would you want a result, playing ugly football, or
At this point, Stuart,
look, that's in the box. Look, that ball in the box. Something might happen. I know it's a long ball in the box. You've got bodies in the box, but something might happen. Something might drop.
At this point, just give me goals and points. At this point, Stuart, I don't care how we get them. If it's in the mixer, if it's any other tactic you can think of in that book, just give me goals and points at the moment, Eloise. We desperately need something out of this game, as you've said earlier. And if it's a long ball, it's a long ball, right?
Yeah, I don't care how we win as long as we do,
Yeah.
Win ugly, when you're at this stage of the season, you want to be picking up as many points as you can.
Definitely.
I'm not bothered really about how we play. I just want to see the ball in the back of the net, to be honest.
Yeah. Give me McCarthy ball every day of the week at this point of the season. We can.
Definitely.
We all want to play. We all want to win playing well, don't we? Playing good football. But like you just said there, Eloise, it's results this stage of the season. It's how you doesn't matter how you do it.
No, definitely not. And especially on paper, I think we've got a lot of, decent players that will probably, can get us up. But, we need to be winning games for that to happen.
Definitely.
And that's where we're looking at already, guys. When I was last on a few weeks ago, Ipswich are beating Hull. I'm saying Peterborough, they're getting beat 3-1 by Hull now, at home.
3-1
now. There's not a lot of difference in this. So if you can just get a winning formula, regardless of how you're playing, you're going to be, up there in the top 6.
Yeah.
Everyone can beat anyone.
Well, look at Northampton during the week. Who saw that result?
4-0 up at half time, weren't they, against Portsmouth?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think anyone saw that coming, particularly the Northampton fans, particularly the Portsmouth fans. But you've got to find something here. I mean, I'll tell you who's playing really well and won't get spoken about enough tonight, and that's Toto Nsiala.
He is doing well. Yeah,
I love how he's bringing the ball out of defence. I love that. I love my defenders taking responsibility in that manner, and he's done that a few times tonight. There'll always be a mistake in him, Steve, won't there? That's the thing with Toto. You just, as a fan, got to get past that, and just when it happens, acknowledge it.
The earlier he gets out of the way in the game, the better. But yeah, just a yellow card or something like that. But you always feel that he's got at least one error in him. But he's doing all right so far tonight. He's brought the ball forward well. He's dropped back nicely when he has to. He won that nice header from that free kick a minute ago. So he's doing all right.
Yeah, I agree. And then the other end of the scale there, Neil, there's Keenan Bennett's again failing to beat a man to even put a ball in the box.
Do you like this playing out from the goal kick, Stu?
We're just not quite doing enough.
I am a football purist, but you've got to have the players to do it. You've got to have the. I've always. I mean, obviously, I've been running the academy for 20 years, and if that wasn't involved when I was playing at West Ham. I would never had a career because obviously if the ball was playing a little bit, though I'm saying win ugly at the minute, but if you want points and you've got the personnel to do it, but yeah, you definitely got the personnel to do it. So I always look for centre halves that can play, fullbacks can play, anyone that can play who's technically good. Maybe, the soft-centred we might be, but yeah, I think for players like myself, I was fortunate that I had John Lyle at West Ham that believed in that way of football all those years ago, because I don't think I would have had a career if it was just a long ball.
Oh, John Lyle, great manager.
But it does cause you problems, yeah. It does cause problems massively. But you've got to have the players and personnel to do it.
Joe, I think it's a modern symptom of modern football where everyone thinks they're Pep Guardiola. Like, there's no way these two teams, all due respect to both teams and any team in this division, should be playing like Man City or even trying to aspire to be Man City. Play to a way that gets results, get yourself out of the division, get yourself better players, and then start to be a Pep Guardiola. Like, yes, Man City play great stuff, but you're not Manchester City. You're Ipswich or you're Lincoln or you're Northampton or whoever you are. Sometimes you see a manager like sacked after a couple of months crunch, and it's like the way they were playing, it was set up all wrong.
Yeah. Well, you're on about Paul Cook getting sacked after 2 months?
No, I'm not after. No, I'm not. I've got a Paul Cook poster now, son. I'm all in.
Look, we said before, Martin, he's working with the tools that he's been given, and what happens. But you're not going to see the best of his team until next season.
Whatever's left of this team.
Well, we've got a lot of the ball here, but we're not. There you go, Wilson. Go on.
Oh, go on, son.
Hit it.
Mike. Take some responsibility. Oh,
yeah.
You got it.
Is that Troy Parrott for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's opened up for him. Just have it. Have some responsibility on your shoulders, and just if it ends up in Rose Ed, it ends up in Rose Ed.
He's not scored a senior goal, Martin.
Because he's not going to. Not shooting.
Mm.
You don't shoot, you don't score. You don't ask, you don't get. In that right, Crunch?
Exactly. See,
frustrating.
They are. They're getting frustrated now.
It's a mindset again of the player, isn't it? Taking a safe option. I mean, no one will ever remember you hitting Rose Ed, but everyone will remember if you score a worldie in the top corner. You'll be talking about it 20 years down the line, Grant. And if he's Martin, Steve, if you saw a worldie tonight,
absolutely,
and that's a mindset that you should instill in these players. That hang on a minute, so what if you miss? No one's ever going to remember it because obviously he's having that confidence of missing. But if you score a worldie, everyone's going to talk about it for the rest of your life.
Even if you do miss, you got to go.
We've been playing 70 minutes here, and their goalie's not had a save, Stu.
No.
He's not got his gloves dirty, has he?
Too many cooks spoil the broth, and that's the case of our squad, I'm afraid. Too many players, and you just end up not really knowing what your strongest team is, your strongest formation, your strongest anything. King Callie, you're sat at home watching this. What are you making of it?
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Boring, slow. But bear in mind, Paul Cook's had Thursday and Monday training sessions. Games are coming thick and fast. He needs to.
Come on, Kenny, put the ball in.
A bit of time. See, we're just not getting enough people there. I don't know who said it before, but we ain't got enough height. I think it was Lee. Well, someone said it, but we ain't got enough height. Every cross coming in when we're attacking them, it's getting bounced away first time.
Yeah. We're just
not good. Get Jackson on, get some pace on.
I agree. I'd bring on Jackson.
I said at half time, Stu, this game will peter out into a 1-0.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
I know we've got 20 minutes to go, but you think this half's flown by.
You said, you haven't worked. Town have not worked the goalkeeper once, have they? Really? I mean, it's only been this 2 set plays. I think it has.
Yeah, but even sorry, I was just saying. Even then, it's both teams had a bit of we started off well, then they had their little patch. Difference is they worked our keeper. Apart from that, they haven't really done anything either. Both teams have been poor. Saying that,
yeah. But we both had periods where, like, especially early in the first half, Town had the period where they were the better team and they were the team that looked most likely, but they just didn't take advantage of when they were that stronger team. As soon as Lincoln got it, they took that advantage, back of the net, and it's been them ever since.
That was the difference. They've got a front three that are clicking.
Yeah.
We need to nick a point out of this.
I think I'm ahead. Sorry, guys.
Well, something's just happened. I don't know what.
How far are you in front? My goodness.
Yeah, how far are you in front?
80th minute already?
I'm on 72.
Are you at the game?
Equaliser, get in.
Oh, Wilson! What did I say about Wilson?
Yes!
Set piece.
James Wilson.
What is in the
There you go,
box?
Martin. What did I say about Wilson, Martin? Come on.
Oh, behave yourself.
Scored a set piece.
Behave yourself. Anyone with an head could have scored that.
There you go, Stu. What were you saying? Get the ball in the box.
Delivery from
he's 50p headed it. That's the thing.
Lovely.
That's why it's gone in. He's 50p. It's off his shoulder.
Martin, that was a well worked free kick. Chambers wins it, flicks it on. Wilson's in the right place. That's a well worked free kick.
That was beautiful.
You know, that's great. I mean, but it doesn't look like. I mean, obviously we've watched. That's the first time. You're not going to score a perfect goal here, Ipswich. You know. It doesn't look like you're going to. So you've got to score some ugly goals like that, you know, a bit route one.
No, you have.
Well, that's it. Because the league's bad. The teams ain't great. Do you know what I mean? Like you were saying earlier, Peterborough are losing as well. You know, Accrington are losing. I think Accrington, are they playing?
Yeah, losing 2-0, Bristol Rovers.
Bristol, that's it.
We've got to go and win this now, EK, haven't we? Got back in the game. 20 minutes to go. Go and win that game.
Yeah, 100%. You know, now we've got a goal back. The players really need to, you know, really get a goal.
I think this is what Steve said earlier. This is where Jackson needs to come in.
Yeah, I'd take all the ugly goals in the world right now, as long as it's a goal. Just something for the 3 points here. I don't care if it comes off someone's head or someone's shoulder.
We'll take that
wherever.
DJ Campbell handball.
He just needs a result. Even if he is.
Oh, fucking hell, that was sloppy.
Even if it ends 1-1, at least he's taken something out of the game and it's something to build on.
Now, go and win it now. Go and win it. Go and have
Who's the number 19, Martin? Who's the number 19? He's come on. Where's Luke Penning? He was on loan at Northampton last year. I remember him scoring in the playoff final at Wembley. Can't remember his name.
Number 19?
Yeah.
Matt Stannard, I think you guys have a feed routed through Adam's internet provider. Yeah, we do. You're right. He's on another game, Callie. He's that far ahead.
Sorry. It's that fibre optic in Cov. You get me? We've got gigabyte around here now. We're not in the country. We've
still got the hamster and the wheel, you know. We've just upgraded to that.
Benefits of the city life.
Yeah, next door got super fast. They didn't include me when they put it in. There we go. Updated.
I'll still get my Wi-Fi connected when I go to the shops. I walk up to the shops and Wi-Fi still connected.
Nice. Ashley Bell, go for the win and get in the playoffs. Come on, man, give us something to smile about and change the score. I've just done it. It's done. I was hoping there'd be a second goal instantly after it, and I'd just go for a double whammy. But I'm afraid not.
What are you doing with training, EK, then? Are you training at the minute?
Yeah, so we're training 3 times a week now. That's with the under-21s. We've got a fixture tomorrow, Chelsea away. So that's in full swing. Just our women's team at the moment, which obviously I'm involved in as well. That's not got back yet, but yeah.
So you're a forward, EK, yeah? Scoring a hat-trick against Norwich?
Number 10, yeah.
Sorry? Number 10, oh yeah, good play.
Pitch, get her on.
Cal, can you sort your audio out? Because I've got a little bit of Brenner coming through, and I don't want to get in. I don't want to get in trouble. I've just noticed, and I don't want to get. Good man. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble.
I can't hear that in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'd say I'll get in trouble. Otherwise, they'll say I'm broadcasting, and like Radio Caroline Crunch.
Everyone's watching on IPTV anyway.
Caroline. Did anybody watch the documentary last night? I know they're all watching Talking Town, weren't they?
They certainly were.
I got it recorded. I need to watch it though, because yes, I was watching Talking Town.
Good man. What documentary is this?
The Harry
interview.
and Meghan. Oprah.
Opera.
I'm just saying, while Meghan's there, just get us the diamond back while she's there. I'll take that.
Foul. It's a foul, ref. Come on.
See, this is a scrappy League One game now.
Classic, mate. This is a classic. This will live long in the books. This will.
Do you know what? This is a Cole Scouse game. This is where we need Cole Scouse.
There's no such thing. They don't exist.
Bring on the Silver Fox.
When you Google what is a Cole Scouse game, Google returns search unavailable. Yeah, even Google hasn't got the answer for what a Cole game is.
Nah, listen, I love Scousey. I think he's good.
I like Cole. Great guy. Just don't play him on my team.
I don't know the guy's a guy, but I'm just saying, as a player, I rate him. I reckon in this league,
Ashley Bell on a Tuesday. If I hear news any more this week, I'll scream. It's only Tuesday, Ash. Someone messaged him tomorrow.
Well, the thing with Scouse now, yeah, okay, he's been he's been a solid player, but if and when he is fit again, when is he ever going to get near this team? You know, the likes of Bishop, Downs, Dazelle.
Yeah, but after Bishop, Downs, and Dazelle, they're great players, but they're young as well. You want some experience there. And I think that's what's hitting us where we get these silly little mistakes. You think about the petulant free kicks. Think about Gillingham game, how many set pieces we give away that result in goals. It's these little free kicks where there's a little lack of discipline. And maybe with that experienced head saying, hold, don't dive in or whatever, I think he could add something. Certainly at League One, if we go up, when we go up, I don't think he'll be a coach or something maybe, but I don't think he'll be a player then.
Oh, that's terrible.
He's got something to offer at League One. Sorry, Ashley.
I get where you're coming from because the thing especially with the likes of like Bishop, they're not really kids anymore. They've played enough games between them and they've got plenty of experience now. They do still give away stupid free kicks, but that'll come with them. I can't, and even I know Nolan's out for a couple of months, but even when he comes back as well, he could be that sort of calming head. And when Downs was captain a few weeks ago, he didn't do a bad job as a captain. So,
well, he had 2 captain games, didn't he? One he was really decent. The second one, did he get sending off, or he got a second yellow or something? I think he got sending off.
I think so. It's about right for Downs. Yeah.
But didn't Cook say he rates not John Nolan anyway? The ginger peeler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as I said yesterday, Callie, when you can't pick a player for this season because he's out, you can say what you like. Do you know what I mean? It's whether he's still here in the summer after the recruitment with or without takeover money. That's when you'll really find out. But right now, it's about keeping people happy and keeping players and teammates and everyone happy at the moment. That's what I think it is. Ashley says since Saturday, every pod, tweet, and Facebook post is calling for Scouse back. He also thinks Downs has been decent tonight. I agree with that. Anybody else agree with or disagree with that?
Yeah,
it's good second half. I think he was poor in the first. Well, I think most of us were poor in the first half, but
he's grown into the game, isn't he?
We're moving the ball quicker now.
And sharper, a lot quicker and sharper.
Yeah.
More.
Do you know what? Doesn't the fitness level seem a bit higher? They seem a bit more on it.
Well, some of them do.
Well, yeah.
Kenlock not so much there, but I wonder if now Cook's in charge, if we'll hear any more about old Kane Vincent Adeyemi. See what's going on there. See if we can get any updates on him.
Oh, Toto. He has been a man mountain back there today. He has been immense, literal immense. I mean, you talk about Wilson. Yes, he got the goal, but Toto for me is.
Oh, what? Toto has been the best defender on the pitch tonight, hands down.
One of the best players. For months, Toto and Wilson are the best centre-back partnership. Calm. It's all listen. It's all under control. Calm down, lad. You just need to calm down. All right.
Toto can go from the absolute 10 out of 10 game to the 1 out of 10 game in the space of 30 seconds. I've never known a player like it. He really can. There's no middle ground with Toto.
Nothing happened.
Trouble is, people tend to remember Toto's mistakes more than his positive moments. I mean,
because normally as a defender, Steve, they end up in the goal. That's why. It's like a goalkeeper.
That was.
This game is not ending 1-1.
Who was that for?
This game's not ending 1-1. I promise you that.
This could go either way now.
We still only made the 3 subs, haven't we? So we still got 2 more.
Mm-hmm. Jackson.
Anyway,
Steve Jackson.
Anyway, Crunch, you look forward to the cricket?
Yeah, Friday.
We're on the cricket. We're on the cricket.
Are we on?
We're on the cricket.
We're on the cricket.
Are we on?
I don't love cricket. No, wait. I don't like cricket. I love it.
Yeah, don't give up.
No, I get that test
Got me
cricket.
day job.
I ain't got a day job, so don't worry about that one.
Oh, there you go. Has no one still got that man bun?
Yeah.
Try and look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, that's his greatest comeback, his hairline. When he joined, the man had like a 6 head. And now he's got like a man bun.
He'll score in the next 5 minutes. Mark my words.
Do you know what? If he does fair play.
If we look more like doing anything than them, they do, don't we, really? They've
been better second half, definitely. Much better second half.
They've not threatened, have they?
We're in the ascendancy.
That's why I'm surprised we ain't bought on Jackson or something for a bit of pace. Tired legs, end of the game.
Yeah, I'd have bought Jackson on by now.
Good shout, that, Kelly.
Especially, like we said, isn't Norwood at court next week?
The Fleetwood game you can't play in. Yes. How am I watching the game, Lewis? I'm watching the game through iFollow. Paid £10 for it. How about you, Callie? How are you watching the? No, don't tell us how you're watching the game.
Listen, if it's an away fixture, I'll go for the away club. If it's a home fixture,
Toto!
Oh my lord!
What did you say?
Jesus Christ!
What were you saying?
What did you say about it? Yeah. What did you say? Did you go from 10 out of 10 to 1 out of 10?
Go on. Now say don't panic, Callie. Go on. Now say it.
Don't panic. Look, that was a bad ball. Look at that. That was a bad ball.
Hang on.
That was a bad ball. Come on, that was a bad ball as well.
That was a bad touch.
Yeah, bad touch as well. Bad touch as well.
I'll give Toto the benefit of the doubt there, because in previous months, Toto would have hauled that player down and got a red. It at least showed a little bit of.
Well, there's a few times there in the first half or whatever where they've come across and they've had a shot and he's not jumped in or lunged in or whatever, where maybe I don't know, before maybe.
I'm desperate for him. I'm desperate for him to succeed at this football club. I really am. Like I said in the summer, I'd keep him and hope that he gets himself back into this position he's in now. And I'm desperate for him, Kelly, to really make a success of it here.
Has Toto got a goal for us before?
Sheffield Wednesday, weren't it, in the Championship?
Yeah. Then you got a red.
The only one. Yeah. But that wasn't a red. That weren't a red. Though. But that
was never a red. I agree with you there, Callie. I was at the game. That was never a red.
It was shit refereeing.
But if you had
strong tackle.
But if you had to name a defender at Ipswich Town, it would happen to score and get sent off in the same game. Most people, if not everybody, would say Toto, wouldn't they? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
He's a bit like Matt. Do you remember Manuel Thetis, Martin?
Yes, I do. Overhead kick one end, calamity the next.
Were you at that game when he scored the overhead kick? He miskicked it. He was laying on the floor and then he hooked it in. What a goal!
But summed him up. There was no middle ground with him either.
He played in the first leg of the playoff semi-final at Bolton when we drew 2-2. I always remember that game because he tried dribbling across his 6-yard box and got tackled by Dean Holdsworth. Nearly went in the net. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Free kick. Come on, Town.
Here we go.
This is where the delivery.
It's the James Norwood headed goal coming up. I was telling you all about.
Yeah, be Wilson with a second. Also, now's his time.
What minute are you on, Callie?
85-10.
Oh, you're about 20 seconds ahead.
20 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam, he did headbutt someone at West Brom.
Headbutted him.
Free kick. Style? Here we go. Judge runs up, takes it, delivers it. Headed away. Toto's there. There's a penalty. Sure, it's all over him. Just because players don't hit the deck does not mean it's not a penalty. Like the rules of the game still apply inside the box, you know. You can't hold, you can't shirt pull, you can't. All those things still apply.
Yeah,
not for me.
You reckon he should have gone down?
If he goes down,
it's a soft penalty. That would have been a soft penalty. Let's be fair.
There's no such thing as soft
Dude, that's-
penalty.
that's-
There's either a foul or a not. Do you know what
How
I mean?
many
Like, I
times do you
hate the
see-
word soft pen.
Jesus, that was fighting. How many times do you see players, hands are over everyone in the box?
This is where
No
we need a
social
crowd,
distancing
Stu.
going
If we'd
on.
had a crowd here last 10 minutes, we'd be
Oh, they'd be
sucking that
sucking it
ball
wouldn't
in.
They would be like the cop, wouldn't they? Eh? That North Stand. What was it? Was it the Leeds game where they had 38,000 years and years ago? I mean, it might have been before your time. It was my dad's time. My dad's
38,010. 38,010, Stu, it was.
That's it. I bet there was a lot more than that, weren't there?
I
It
think
was
that's
just
when they were like,
absolute.
they were nearly on the touchline, I think.
Yeah,
Down the side.
incredible. I think my parents were there. I don't know if I was there. I might have been there as well.
Was that 75? Was that 75?
Yeah.
I think that's when we played. Did we play him 3 times?
Yeah.
I think that's when Walkie made his debut. I think they played one of the replays at Filbert Street.
Jeez,
So Walkie made his debut.
Walkie, oh my goodness. Who would be your greatest ever player then, guys, up there? Walkie, would he come up there? Walkie? Jinky?
Marcus Stewart.
Would he always...
I'm too young for
I think Johnny Walk. I think for me, I think you'd have to be.
I'm a bit too young to have watched them.
I can't remember where it was the other day, Stu. I see it on YouTube when Walkie scored. I think it was at Leicester, against Leicester at home, and he was playing striker. I think it was 1990. He got 2 goals that day. He got 2 goals.
He played anywhere. He could play 10, could play midfield, centre half. He played at the end of his career.
What about you, EK? Who's your favourite, best town player you've seen play?
It's a difficult one.
Not Natasha Thomas.
Yeah, she's decent. Don't know. Probably won't compare to one you guys have seen. Because I don't think, since I've been alive, I've really done much. The best I've seen is playoff in, I think it was 2014-15 season.
Yeah.
That's probably the best season that I saw.
Murphy was great then, wasn't he?
Yeah, Murphy.
Oh, goal machine.
Yeah.
Is there chances to go higher? I mean, obviously, in girls' football or women's football at your level, is the ambition still there for ladies' football to go, hang on a minute, I want to play at the highest level I can?
Yeah, 100%, Obviously, I'm at tier 4 at the moment, but my ambition is obviously to play at WSL 1, which is obviously the highest league. And I think if you don't, push for that, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? You've got to push to be the best player.
What stops Ipswich? I mean, obviously, I haven't followed I've obviously watched the elite ladies football, but I mean, what at tier 4? Why is Ipswich at tier 4? Is it because of funding, or they lack? Obviously, got in later than everybody else, or what? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit of both, really. I think there wasn't really an established women's team. Hasn't been it for long, but now we've actually got an academy set up, and that's really, really helped us. Now we're in tier 4 and we've brought up academy players who are really striving to be the best and are really good players. And I think now we've got a decent team. The only way is up, really. We've got a really good coach in Joe. So yeah, I think we'll do well. I think definitely if we get promoted this year, we'll hopefully. Our aim is to do the double, where we get promoted to tier 3, and then season after we get promoted again to tier 2. Because I know we're definitely good enough to do that. We've obviously playing teams. We've already played teams in the league above us and beaten quite comfortably.
What do you know about the new assistant who's come in? Do you know anything about him, Charles?
I don't know a lot about him.
What was that?
I do know that he was at Birmingham with the likes of Ellen White, obviously the England striker. So he obviously knows quite a lot. But he's been with us this week and he seems a really good guy. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be really good alongside Joe.
He was in the running. He was in the running for the town job, Joe, wasn't he?
Yeah, we did see it on the betting app.
He was in the betting. He messaged me, Callie. Joe did, the women's manager. He was 25-1, and he was the same odds. Oh, good block. Same odds as Chris Coleman.
I'd have given it him over Chris Coleman.
He said Chris Coleman got Wales to a Euro semi-final, and I've won the Suffolk Cup 2 years ago.
It's all about the Suffolk. It's all about the Suffolk Cup, mate. It's all about the Suffolk Cup. So, yeah, I saw that interview earlier that Martin did with Natasha, and they were saying how, you guys played Man City and everything, and so Man City are at that top level, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
through to them in the FA Cup last season in the round of 16. Obviously, to play someone like Man City when we've got a lot of young players, just fantastic. They've got a lot of established international players, so it was a really good experience for us. Yeah.
You done well. You held them 0-0 for 20 minutes, didn't you?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Joe said you got a corner, and then everyone got excited.
Yeah.
About 10 seconds later, the ball was in your net.
About as good as it got, getting us a corner. But I think especially
we took a lot of fans. Took a lot of fans there, didn't we?
Took a lot. Took quite a lot. But I think
so. That was at the Man City the training ground, the complex they've got.
Yeah,
it's like 20,000 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's called the Etihad something.
Campus. There's a campus, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Great setup.
That's probably better than some sort of second division grounds. That is there.
Jackson's on.
Very. A lot of money.
See, why has he bought him on?
I don't know.
With
maybe he's giving his appearance fee money.
Who's he took off? Norwood.
Yeah.
So sorry, coming back to that, who's obviously you guys talk about Man City. Then who do you kind of look up to in the women's game to think like, obviously you're young number 10 coming through. Who do you look at saying these are the types of players that I need to base my go or I need to learn things off or whatever? Apart from obviously the players you got round at Town.
Yeah, so really it's just I look at the teams in the top league. So there's people like George Stanway who plays for Man City. Another number 10. So yeah, there's some real decent players, but I think in the women's game there's such a massive gap between the top league, like tier 4, tier 3, and I think slowly that is closing. You're getting a lot of better women's teams now, but I think because it's such a vast gap. When we played Man City, managed to hold them up for 20 minutes, but after a while they're just so much fitter than what we were because they're pros. They're in every day. Just like what the men are, really. But yeah,
Where do you think we can get? Where do you think we can get to? Where do you think you can get as a team? Can you get to the top?
Difficult one to call, but I definitely think in the next 2-3 years we'll be in definitely tier 2. 100%. With the players we've got, like I said previously, we've got England internationals in our team at youth age groups, and in a tier above, I don't think many teams have. And I think, once they've all got a lot of experience, I think, if they stay at the club and if we can get promoted, I think...
That's where it's vital, isn't it, that you get promoted and you...
Yeah.
Obviously, if the season gets null and void again, it's like another massive blow, isn't it, after last season?
Yeah, because right now we'd be in tier 3 if it wasn't for obviously COVID and pushing for tier 2, but obviously massive step back for us. But hopefully, I know Joe has emailed the FA and he's doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that we do get promotion because it would be a big blow for us. And obviously, as girls wanting to develop, staying at Ipswich in tier 4, may not be an option.
You see the Accrington score, Callie?
No.
4-1. 4-1 to Bristol Rovers.
Jesus.
We're 8th. We're 8th. We're
Oxford. How do they do?
Oxford are on 50, so they see Burton Albion winning against you 1-0 at AFC Wimbledon.
What's he done there, Jimmy? What's he done? A bit of organisation. Who was there before then? It was a club.
He was a lad. He played, didn't he? I can't remember what his name was. He was playing, and then he went manager.
Right, full time. Before I play the intro for the proper full time show, we'll get everyone's thoughts here. Stuart, do you want to kick us off? What did you make of that second half and overall performance from Ipswich?
Yeah, better second half. There's a bit more urgency. Moved the ball a lot quicker. Obviously, got the goal from one that we said. I mean, there wasn't many chances. You're not going to. It doesn't look like going to score a perfect goal against oppositions that are well drilled and well. So yeah, much better second half. Probably 3 players that came on, they injected a little bit of energy and passion and desire. I mean, that should be given anyway. So yeah, there's things to work on, and he'd be pleased with the response.
You were speaking at half time about the response and about players needing to get themselves up for a new manager. Did you see that from this group of players in the second half? A response and are getting themselves up collectively for this new voice?
Yeah, I mean, there was a spell for 5-10 minutes you going. I mean, they popped it about a little bit as well. There's a well popping it about in, obviously, final third is a little bit more difficult. Obviously, where they come, but you could see, hang on a minute, they moved the ball about quicker. They got closer, tighter, more energy, and got around it a little bit more. So, with them being quite up there, the second half performance gave it a little bit of a different light, and that will give him, for his up and coming games.
Absolutely. Eloise, how about yourself? How did you see that second half? You pleased as a Town fan, or a little bit disappointed you didn't go on and win the game?
A bit of both, really. I'm glad we got the goal. I think times like this we do need to be picking up points. I think obviously once Cookie finds his team, I think hopefully we can be picking up the wins. Obviously he hasn't established his proper starting 11 yet, and I think once he does, he'll be able to really work around that, and hopefully be getting the wins. But probably wanted to see Jackson come on a bit earlier. But yeah, I guess a point's better than nothing. But hopefully, soon we can be picking up 3 points.
Sitting in 8th position, 51 points, a point outside the playoffs, Eloise. Obviously got 3 games in hand on Hull, who have got 65. Is it really a playoff place for Town to chase in now for you? Or do you still think, actually, as a player looking at that table, there's no reason why you still can't be looking at top 2 and thinking you can get into it?
Well, yeah, as a player, you need to be looking, to get into it automatic. But, we've got games in hand, and I think, take it one step at a time. And I think if you can get into that playoffs, then once you're in there, you need to stay in there, really. Just getting towards the end, you can't really be dropping in and out. You need to establish your place in the top 6. And once you're in there, hopefully we can stay in there.
Absolutely. Eloise, Stuart, I thank you both for joining us.
No problem, guys.
I really do. Hope to speak to you both soon. Look after yourselves. I'll play the intro and then we'll do some fan reaction. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
What wonderful people. Pat Crunchy, did I right? You did really well there getting those 2 guests. They were brilliant.
I didn't know Stu was going to stay for the whole game. I thought he's only doing.
Well, if you're watching it, you may as well. So, Crunch, we'll start with yourself. 1-1, disappointment, happiness. Where are you?
A little bit of both. I wouldn't say disappointed. It was your standard League One game, wasn't it, guys? Really, it was. So we had 3 shots, Martin, 2 on target, 60%. There's your problem. We have a lot of the ball. There's no cutting edge, is there?
No. And he knew that. Yeah. And he said that yesterday, didn't he?
Exactly.
So that's not anything new to him, Crunch. And or as us as fans, I've sat here since August. Every game, I've not missed a single one. And trust me, I know what we played like. I mean, he's not with a cutting edge at all. Look, we're sitting just outside the playoffs. For you, and I'll probably ask everybody this tonight, but for you, can we still make the top 2, or are you predominantly looking at 6th place and thinking that's where after 6th and 6th?
I said to you when Cook come in, I think we have to be realistic. To get top 2, we've got to go on some run, haven't we? Really, you've got a championship winning form. You've got to hit. We're a point outside the playoffs. Hopefully, the score will stay the same in the Portsmouth game. They're the only team we've got. Well, we've Charlton, who are just below or just above us, we've got to play. But the majority of teams we've got to play now are teams in the mid-table to lower reaches. Look, it was encouraging tonight. First half wasn't great. Lincoln weren't great. Let's look at it from Lincoln's point of view. They're probably happy with a point at Portman Road, but they weren't fantastic. They scored a decent goal from their point of view. From our point of view, I thought it was a really poor goal. But second half, we did have a bit more intensity. We moved the ball a little bit quicker. Like Stu said, I think we've got to go back to basics a little bit, Martin, and get the ball in the box, get bodies round, and we know we're not going to score many goals. 37 goals in 32 games. What between now and the end of the season, we've just got to make games, keep them really tight. And I thought tonight, Toto was fantastic. I thought outstanding. But the whole back four was pretty solid. We were pretty solid. And I think that's what we got to be. If we can be solid, just nick a goal here and there. He knows the problems. We all know what the problems are. At the minute, he's got the players that he has, and he has to go with it. But look, we're still in not a bad position. But I think we'll probably just fall short. If I'm being totally honest, I think we might not have enough to get in the top 6. But there's going to be a few teams. There's us, Charlton, Portsmouth, Oxford, Accrington, all going for sort of one position, because you've got all them other teams really now. You've got like Hull. I know they've played 3 games more. They're going to be in the playoffs. Peterborough, but the league is average at best. We know that, but we've just got to be better in these last 14 games than these other 5 teams. It's like a mini league we're in now, and we've got to finish top of that. Yeah,
no, I agree with you. Tonight's result would have looked better had Saturday's been the way it should have been, because on paper, Lincoln and Portsmouth were the 2 big teams in our run. So a draw, is not the worst case scenario. Let's get some comments from the chat before I bring Callie back in with his opinion of what he felt of tonight's game. Guys, you can get involved in the show by 2 methods. You can either get active in the chat and let us know in there, or you can come on the show. Link is in the chat. Rex Manning, listening to Mick Mills, I think he says it how it is. A lot of you guys think he talks rubbish. I honestly think he was spot on. Mark Dowling, I hate draws in this league, but I'll take that one. Must improve since Sat. Onwards and upwards. Don't know what some are expecting. Some are actually expecting miracles. I'm not sure a top 6 finish is a miracle. I don't know. Well, that's an interesting question. I like the point, Mark. Mike D, we can go on a run. We'll get better under Cook. Christopher Martin, change Dazell's name to Boggins and see if he's picked together again. Yeah, I do find that interesting. I will say that, because Wolfenden has been criticised for his poor form, whereas Andre consistently just sort of flies under that radar. And he's never really hit any top form for me to warrant. Certainly not coming off.
Has anybody in that team?
That's not the question, though, is it?
I don't agree with it. Change his name. People saying he's playing because his name. Rubbish. Paul Cook's not playing him because he's dad.
Yeah.
That's.
I agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with what you're saying, Rich.
You have the game where Dazell will come out and he'll be absolutely incredible. And you think, this is what he can do. Do it next week. And then he'll just go back to square one for next week.
Could you pronounce it there, though, Martin, if he was called Andre Boggins?
I certainly would, yeah. Andre Boggins. Mike D would take Andre. To be fair, Andre Boggins is a great name. Like that is a real sort of, super spy name. What's the name? Andre Boggins.
No, so the Dazell thing is it's kind of similar to Judge in a way, in terms of the games are bad, teams are poor, maybe one little bit of spark or whatever could be the difference. It just so happened that Andre Dazell's free kick landed where Chambers needed to be to set up Wilson, and we got an equaliser. There's that kind of thing, so he has that in his locker as well. Yeah. I think the disappointment with Downs, and I think it's a bit unfair on Downs, is because we don't have that ball-winning midfielder, and we've automatically put all this pressure on this young lad, saying he's our ball-winning midfielder, he's the enforcer, which is probably a bit unfair. We need someone else, you know what I mean, as well. Do you know what I mean? But
someone like
we'll see if it's a bad game.
No.
Where's Ashley? Sorry, Ashley.
Excuse.
Oh, I thought you said shoes. Sorry, that's even worse. That's even worse then. Sorry, I thought you said.
Hold on, you'd have Hughes over Skews.
I'd have Skews over Hughes.
No,
I'd have neither.
Skews.
I'd rather have you. Rather you playing.
Skews, mate. Skews and Downs last year, good.
I think you're playing the cap as well.
I won't win any headers, mate.
You'd have to.
So, you see in the chat there, Martin, someone saying it shows how poor this league is when Burton Albion have won 7 out of 8.
Yeah, but Burton are on a really good bounce as well with their manager, and Jimmy's done a great job there. But you're right, the league is bad, and I think part of me is like, okay, the top 2. I was excited saying, yeah, we're going to make top 2 or whatever. That's probably out of reach. But there is part of me that believes that if this was any other league, no, it would be out of touch completely. But because this league is bad and people are picking up points off each other, Peterborough lost at home today. Accrington got stuffed. You know, people are losing and making these kind of shock results. Maybe, but I'm confident top 6 though. Top 6 definitely.
Peterborough won 6, Callie, on the bounce, and now they've taken 1 point out of 3 games. So it shows you how.
Hang on, I've got to bring a first time caller, Ashley Bell.
You all right, guys?
What was HC's comment?
Okay?
How you doing, Ash?
Hello, mate. You all
Yes,
right?
Ashley.
Yeah, we can hear you. I'll turn you up, mate. Don't worry. What did you make of today's 1-1 draw?
A lot of negativity in the chat, but that's why they're third in the league, are they? I know they went great second half, and they set back for the 1-0, but you know, a point against third in the league. A couple of weeks ago, we were saying we couldn't get anything against the top 10. So
he's got a point.
You know, I think you've got to look at it. You've got to be positive when it's not as bad as maybe it has been.
Ash has got a point here, Crunch, and so has Town tonight.
We've taken 10 points out of the last 15. So the next 5 games, if you take another 10 points.
Whoa. Walk that back in a minute. How many points out of the last 15?
10.
How many Paul Cook got?
It was Matt Gill's team anyway.
It was never Paul Lambert's team. It was never Paul Lambert's team. Paul Lambert's team got a 0-0 draw at with Northampton. That was Paul Lambert's last game. That was his last game. The rest was Matt Gill.
I love it.
So we had 1 defeat in 6. 1 defeat in 6, Callie. So if we go the next 6 games.
Listen, if you'd have told me this in January, I'd said before, we're sliding down to League 2, we won't get playoffs under Lambert. If you'd have told me this before, where we are basically, I'm confident we'll make at least the playoffs. But if we're telling me now, and I'd said that to me in January, I'd said no chance. You know, I thought 10th, 11th is where we're going to finish. And that's in a matter of weeks or whatever. Listen, we're going to go top 6, whether we've got enough to then, win the playoffs or whatever. I mean, we don't have a great record in playoffs.
Well, when we go to Portsmouth, when do we play Portsmouth, Martin? Is that in a couple of weeks?
It's in a couple of weeks, yeah.
See, when we go there, we need to really beat them. That's what you need to do.
Are they losing at the moment, I think?
They were losing 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
Who was your stand-up performer today, Ashley? Who really sort of grasped the shirt and didn't want to let it go?
Toto was decent. NCR played well. It's hard to pick at the minute, isn't it? Everyone's a bit of a much for muchness. I think Downs had a good game, or second half at least. But Edwards was sort of poor tonight, I think. And I don't think he's done anything to keep the shirt.
Where are you on the Holy debate? Do you think he could have done more of that first, or do you think actually we've been a bit?
Yeah, Tony Mann's coming up.
He could have go at it.
Some say no. Even without Holy being involved much today, he still looks like a newly born foul. Foul, whatever.
How many
I'm American by birth.
There's loads of people. There's loads of keepers that are.
I think you're being harsh.
No, listen, it wasn't top bins. He's 16 foot tall. Yeah. He just needs to go in that direction, and he might
have a dive. At least dive for it.
At least dive. Do it for the. Matteo Sereni was great at that. He did it for the cameras all the time. He loved a dive. Do you know what I mean? Just do it, man. Just dive once in a while. I'll pay to wash his kit if that's what he's worried about.
Yeah. Well, okay, fair enough. And Ashley, I've been asking this question from I'll ask yourself as well. What's the ambition now after tonight's point? Do you still think top 2 of the game's in hand, or really is it realistically just 6th? We just want 6th.
Yeah, finish in the playoffs at least. Get as high as you can to get that kind of easier draw. But why not? Why not aim for second? Aim for second, and where you
can we do it?
11 points off now, aren't we? It's a bit of a push, but why not? Stranger things have happened.
Ashley, it's a real pleasure to have you on. Come back on again. It really is. Once you've broken that broken in, it's fine.
That's it.
Yeah, we need more beards. We need to keep more beards in there now. Richard's shaved his off, so
we do. Jimmy, how could have done a man of your class in that midfield today, my friend?
I thought Darren's second half, he was doing well. I think he improved a lot second half. I think Dazzel's getting a lot of stick. We don't exactly know what the manager's telling him he wants him to do. You know,
a blue shirt, I'm pretty sure would be on first on the list.
Come on, we look at it and we see it from a fan's perspective and say, well, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. We don't know that's not what he's been told to do. I don't think it is, but he probably did have a bit of a man. But is he designed? You know, and this goes back to a lot of things. Is a lot of our players designed for League One? Probably not. You know, they're all brought through like a topish academy. You know, they're all brought up to play tiki-taka football. That is not League One. So you've got all these players that we've got these young players coming through who have been brought up playing high championship standard, Premier League standard play. That's how they play. They don't play that in League One. They'll boot you and ask questions later. And
Lincoln didn't boot us, though, Steve. You say about tiki-taka football. We said when we were talking to Stu, they were playing it out from the goal kicks. They were trying to pass the ball. There was that game tonight. There wasn't a tackle in the game.
No. Saturday was a physical game. Today
that's what I mean.
This is why I was confident.
And you could see the improvement tonight from Saturday. Saturday was brutal.
But no, I don't think it's necessarily that. Oh, you know, we've got. I don't know how to say it, but it's not that. Oh, we've got better at the things we did bad on Saturday. I think it's just a case that the type of game today, which was on the deck, we're playing football, we're passing game. That suits us better than a physical up in the air, winning that second ball kind of game. I don't think when we have to play those teams, that's where we'll struggle, and that's where we have to struggle.
And to get promoted out of here, you're going to have to do both, because if you can only do one, there's a lot of teams who don't play that way. There's a lot of teams who will kick you. There's a lot of teams who'll just lump it forward. And if you can't defend that way or you can't win that way, you ain't going up. I still think we can make top six. I think top two is a bit of a stretch. I'd like top two, but, you know, let's raise our expectations high. You know, I think at the end of the day, there's too many people chasing for like one or two spots. You know, so if we could be one of the lucky ones, then fair enough. But there needs to be a full rebuild, and that'll depend on what league we're in. You know, nothing's going to be decided now. Everything's going to be decided after the playoffs if we get in them. You know, if we win them, it's going to be a completely different team than if we don't win them. You know, so, you know, I think a lot of it's still to be decided. But it was a good improvement on Saturday. And to be perfectly honest, Paul Cook got a better tune out from second half than first half. So that was a positive as well. He must have got into them at half time, and they came out and they actually played a bit better. Well, they played better. There were more direction. I think the goal lifted them a bit as well, and then we could have gone to win that goal.
Who was your stand-up performer? If you had to pick a man of the match, Jimmy, who would it be?
I'd probably say Total. He was solid. He had one mistake in him, but everybody has a mistake in him. But he was solid, and that's all you need.
Yeah, he's starting to. Today he played like the Toto Enciala we thought we were getting from Shrewsbury under Paul Hurstcrunch, didn't he? He was real solid today.
Yeah, can I just comment on Lee's message there about Lincoln didn't batter us? They just ran past it. I didn't think they ran past their fullbacks at will. There was a couple of times, Steve, in that first half where Connor Bramall went past Chambers, but other than that, I didn't think they went past us at will.
I think we shut.
I thought it would be all over Chambers all that game, but it wasn't as bad as I thought.
I think second half they shut that down more. You know, they switched the wingers over and they shut that down more. And Lancaster was probably running more at that guy, so he couldn't get forward as much.
Tony Mann, we still need a player who can hold that ball up at front, like a Mark Viduka. God, what a name. Someone we can play off. We haven't had that since Daryl Murphy. Yeah, well, no one can do that. He can operate.
Might be your man.
Oh, fuck off. The man for what? Not a chance.
Come on, show the boys that lovely new poster you got.
I don't know where it is. I will do though. It's coming. Don't worry. You've got to have a ceremony for these things, Crunch. You've got to have a change of the guard. One poster leaves, the new posters arrive.
It's right what Stu said though. Your striker is all. You've got to get men round him. Don't get him isolated up the front there. You've got to get men round him. I think we need to play a little bit more direct. I'm not saying let's smash the ball forward. We did pass it.
Yeah, but the Bishop was doing that. Wasn't Bishop doing that first up? Wasn't he really surrounding Norwood? The fact is, you can't have two players. You need to have a team, and too often our wingers are either in the game and the central player isn't, or the central player is and the wingers aren't. Like there's never a collective unit, is it?
The two wingers tonight, Edwards and Lancaster, they were both poor. Would you give them another go Saturday? Probably. You'd probably play them again. I don't think you'd change them again.
I wouldn't give Edwards another go. I'd do Bennett and Lanks. Lanks, I think this is probably his first game since Jan or something.
Yeah.
So he needs a bit of time. And Edwards, I think he's had a bit too much time. He's gone back to looking at his boots. He's not really this. What we saw earlier in the year was a purple patch, in my opinion. I don't think that's like this is the Guion Edwards or whatever. He's not. He's actually for me a better wing back. He does with Chambers on the right. He protects Chambers a bit more. So he gives Chambers a bit more freedom, a bit more support.
I guess I'm saying, you see, sometimes I think a lot of fans are being a bit negative to that. I don't know why we got a point where against TV were third. I'm just thinking, like that. Lincoln lacked ambition second half. Did they? Because earlier on in the season, when we were like 0-0 with the team, it was like we were stopping them from playing. Now, was it they were stopping us from playing them? No. Or did we nullify them so they didn't play, or did they not have ambition? Because when it was like that with us, they nullified us from playing.
That's what we're good at. We've said that before. We said that before. You're back. The defense hasn't been so bad. We've not leaked a lot. We've got one bad result. I think the 4-1. I think the defensive side of it, although we're talking about having an enforcer, just like Stephen said there, we're breaking things up. So there isn't too much there. It's that creative side. And the problem you've got, Martin, you were talking about Bish running forward. That's great. He's running forward, and then other players are meant to make space. But whether it's Norwood, like Norwood was today, it would be Edwards before. We just get so many stupid offsides as well. And you think that's an outlet or something. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. We just almost like, I don't know, a couple of seconds behind each time.
This is where I think we would have missed Nolan, because I think he would have done well in that number 10 role behind Norwood, because he gets himself in the box, he can get a goal. He's a busy little player, and he'll link up play as well. So he'll do all them three jobs, and he won't bother about it. I think that sort of player, we'll miss that in that number 10 role.
Thomas says Bennett's is bloody awful. It's understanding what he wants to do with the ball. Bennett just needs to focus on putting a cross in the box. Full stop. Don't worry about doing anything else but putting a cross in the box. Because at the moment, he's doing everything but put a cross in the box.
But he's like, doesn't he remind you, like, you're an American rugby fan, right? And they always
look, son. Our new owners are going to be coming over here soon from America. They love their American football.
Your new owners
get used to it.
No, your new owners call it Phoenix Football Club FC. They don't call it Soccer Club, all right? They know. It's Phoenix FC, isn't it?
Yeah, all the clubs are football clubs. Even the new one that
listen, you ruined my point here. Listen, right? I was trying to make a point there. Stephen, fuck's sake. I forgot what I was going to say. Forget it. I forgot.
All right. I'm going to bring Mike in. So, Steve, Jimmy, I appreciate you as always. You are a legend. See you Thursday, hopefully. Mike, before I bring you in, I've got to qualify for this for those that may be watching the game and weren't watching the watch-along, blasphemous as that is. This is a man that was blaming Lambert at 1-0 down, despite the man not even being in charge of the football club anymore.
That was brilliant. Mike.
Do you know what? Is Paul Cook, right, is he got Lambert's tactics book still? Right, because we're playing one up front at home again.
Get used to it. It's what he does.
It's embarrassing. We've got a midfield that's lightweight, lighter than a feather. Right? I mean, Dazelle, I just had enough of him. I want him gone. I've had enough of him. Honestly, jog around the
free
pitch,
kick.
No effort, nothing. I couldn't give a damn if he does a good free kick now and again.
Got your point.
I want players to fight for this club. Do you know what I mean? I'm fed up.
No one's fighting.
I'm fed up of watching lightweights like Dazelle. He wouldn't be in that team if it weren't for his dad anyway. I'm sorry, I'm going to say
rubbish.
Absolutely,
I disagree with that.
Absolutely, he's not good enough. I've watched enough of him now. I've had enough of him. Sorry, but he's just petulant. I've had enough. I thought, look,
is he going to take a breath?
No. Somebody said about Lancaster in the game. Want me to come on here and talk about Lancaster? Look, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think Lancaster had a very good game today at all. I really didn't. He looked a little bit headless chicken today. I love the boy. I like the boy. I think he's got a bit of potential, but I think he needs to maybe go out on loan. I didn't want to say that, but I think he does. I think he looked a bit lightweight today.
See, I disagree on that. Not on that.
All
Like
about
I thought.
Higgins, Callie, mate, and
I know. Opinions like arseholes. Everyone's got one. I know.
Yeah, at the end of the day, his fellow.
And Mike's always thinks.
Well,
no, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing that Lancaster didn't play well today. But like I said, I think this is his first 45 in how long, right? He needs a bit of time. He's still a young player as well. Give him a few games. Give him Plymouth. Give him Plymouth. Give him on the next Tuesday as well. Give him a chance. See how he comes about from there. And we need wingers. We don't have natural wingers. He's a natural winger. He runs at players. Listen. When he's on his game, he's on his game.
Against the players today,
but don't judge him on 45 minutes after 6 weeks.
All right. Hang on. Steve, 2 things I need you to decide on here because you're the quiet one at the moment.
Okay.
First of all,
I'm enjoying listening. This is brilliant.
First of all, as Mr. Martin calls him, Andre Boggins. Dazelle, where are you on this one? Are you on Team Callie or Team Mike?
I still like the guy. The only downside with Dazelle is he can be a little bit inconsistent, as we've seen. I love the fact he's getting a proper run in the side now after a couple of years of sort of dipping in and out. And his vision is fantastic, but no one else seems to be on the same wavelength.
He's always looking for that Hollywood pass.
Yeah, okay. And then we've got Lancaster again. Are you Team Callie or are you Team Michael Brown?
I think I'm going to go Team Callie on this one.
Again, 2-0.
Big fan of Lancaster. I don't want to see him go out on loan. I think give him a few runs in the side because he's first game, like we said, for however long. A few games in the side, I think that'll sort of blow the ring rust off him and get him back to what he can do.
Did you listen to what Stuart Slater said, Mike, about wide players?
No, fella. I've been on and off the phone all bloody night, so I haven't.
Like he said, because Stuart was a wide player. Wide players are judged on if they get the ball. If you don't get the ball, they're not going to be in the game.
Yeah, I get that. And Lancaster, look, I'm not slating Lancaster as a player because I've watched him and like I said, come on, I've been a big fan of. I'm still a big fan of Lancaster, right? I have, right? I just feel tonight, and maybe the last game as well. He's just a little bit headless chicken. Didn't really know where he was playing. He was meant to be playing. He was playing on the left today, on the first half, and then was getting dragged over to the right. So second half he came on and started on the right. But I just look. If we're looking for promotion this season, we're looking to get in the top 6. We need to start being a little bit more. We need to start being a little bit more, having a more attacking play. And playing one up front tonight was wrong. It was like watching.
That's what he plays. That's what he plays. If you watch the Blue Monday podcast, Mike, listen.
I don't want that kind of
listen.
Don't watch the podcast, mate.
When he was at Wigan, they had Wigan and Portsmouth guys on there. He plays 4-2-3-1. That's what he plays. Everyone needs to get on board with the manager and get behind him.
But
he's been in 2 games. He's been in 2 games, for fuck's sake. Can you having a go already?
Right? No, Richard, our squad, right?
Are you cooking or cook out?
For that. We do not have the players to play that kind of way. Right? Lambert knew that. Lambert 2.5 years knew that. And now we've got another manager coming in doing the same thing. When are we gonna learn as when our manager's gonna learn this club with the current squad we've got, right? That we cannot play that system. It doesn't work, Richard.
Play the Lambert way.
No,
4-6-1.
way was shocking.
This is what I'm saying, Mike.
I'm not slating Paul Cook. I'm just getting a bit frustrated with the same formation every week.
Mike.
It's about personnel. It's about personnel, and at the minute,
yes, and we don't have the personnel.
Listen to me. Listen. He's been here 2 games. He's had hardly any time on the training field. This is the hand he's been dealt with, and you've just got to put up with it until the end of the season, and then he'll have a look at what he wants to keep and what he's going to get rid of. We just have to a little bit of calm, I think.
I think
it's frustrating when you're watching that first half and you're like, we had no shots on goal, and we're looking for promotion. Come on, lads! Oh, we're not better.
But we're playing a manager that's been with the group of lads on the training pitch for 2 days.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He's seen him back there, whatever. He's seen Ipswich as much as us in terms of in the sky and eye follow and whatever, right? So he's got his own ideas as well. You're going to have to. Now we've got a so-called easier run, and I know Yatesy said it earlier about, these lower league teams like Gillingham are meant to be easy, but they're not. If they're not physical, I think we got, is it Plymouth and Wigan or whatever? If we start picking up points there, winning creates habits. I think Paul Cook will start getting the best out of these people. Matt Gill did it in the 3 games. So if Matt Gill can do it, I'm sorry, Martin. I'm sorry, Martin. I got a lot of love for you, mate, but I'm sorry. The Northampton game was the last game Paul Lambert managed Ipswich Town Football Club.
I just like bringing the poster out when I know it's going to kick somebody when they're having a point.
If we'd have got a point against Lincoln under Paul Lambert, we'd have gone. Actually, that's not a bad result. Yeah,
I'm saying it now. It's not a bad result.
I think the Paul Cook hype's probably kicked in a bit too soon, and I think we need to, like Richard said, we need to get on board. I get that. I'm just very frustrated with certain players on the pitch. Yeah,
so who would you play?
Far better second half.
Yeah,
sorry.
I agree with you. No, I agree with you there. But I was going to say, so who would you have for your starting 11 on Saturday? Is it Plymouth we got on Saturday? So who would you have for your starting 11?
I wouldn't play Chambers. I'd send him out on loan to League One, League 4, League 3, whatever.
League One. We're in League One.
He got an assist today, mate. He got an assist today.
I've seen Laurie's turn quicker than him. I'm sorry. I wouldn't play him.
Mate, that's where we're going. That's where we're going wrong. Luke Chambers, 1 goal, 1 assist in 2 games. He should be playing behind the striker.
Did you not
give him the number 10 role? Give him the number 10 role.
Days. The amount of times Toto got him out of trouble. Yeah, all right. Look, Toto had a great game. I think he's been playing well. Okay, nearly. He always has that tight spread.
There you go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that on the. Ross Southgate knows his onions. Well done, Ross.
Guys,
is he your brother-in-law, Rich?
No,
don't think so.
Guys, if you agree with Mike, I'm gonna mute Mike because he ain't shutting up. If you agree with Mike, get involved in the chat. If you disagree with Mike, get involved in the show. There's the link in the chat because someone needs to challenge Mike here because he's gonna keep going all night if nobody challenges him. Steve,
but I want to see his 11 because. I want to see what Mike's 11 is because Mike's saying we're all shit, and I get that. But who else you got?
I wouldn't play that formation, not in a million years.
Don't tell me what you wouldn't do. Tell me what you would do. What are you doing? What's your formation?
Here's some ground rules. Hang on, Mike. Hang on. Here's some ground rules. 4-2-3-1 is happening. Paul Cook plays 4-2-3-1. All right, that is like breathing. That's happening. So that's your formation. Move forward. Get past it. We'll come through better podcast. Moving forward, what would you play in a 4-2-3-1?
I'm not even going to answer because I wouldn't play 4-2-3-1. I'm going to be... No, mate, I'm 51 years old. I'm stubborn as a mule. I'm telling you, I wouldn't play that formation.
It's going to take a while.
Why would you ask me to pick a team based on that formation?
Okay, so what... If you had to advise Paul Cook, not you as manager, but if you had to advise Paul Cook and Cook's told you,
Hang on, Ben Moore. Ben Moore, hang on.
I'm only playing this formation.
Toto again was shite. What game was he watching?
If he saw the last 30 seconds, that's probably what he saw.
Yeah. Okay, Toto had a bit of.
I thought Toto and Flynn Downs were our best players on the pitch. Certainly Downs in the second half.
Yeah.
I thought they were the best too.
So all right. Ignoring formation, just choose players. Forget formation. Don't worry about putting them in the formation. What 11 players would you choose, Michael Brown?
Well,
great player, by the way, Michael Brown.
Well, I would have Kenlock, Wilson, Toto, Matheson on as my back line. No two ways about that.
Keeper
Cornell. I'd drop Holy in him. Honestly, I think James would do a better job in goal than Holy. He winds me up. Again, tonight, the ball was in. It weren't in the top bins. I've seen it 4 times. That weren't top bins.
He was next to his ear. He was here. The man had to bat it away like a fly, like move.
Yeah, that's all he had to do was stick his arm out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
He's 27 foot tall. Dive.
Don't. Yeah, so Cornell would be my keeper. As much as look, neither are super, but I think Cornell's a better keeper out of 2 of them, if I'm brutally honest. Wide right, I think I'd play Edwards. I would. He wasn't particularly great tonight, but I think I'd play Edwards. I'd play Downs and
someone
Judge in
called
the
British
midfield.
Gas because Mike is
Mike is
leaking.
leaking.
Well,
He spelled. Listen, you know that what really annoyed me about that comment just there. He spelled Paul Cook's name wrong. There's no fucking E, man. Come on.
I'll tell you what. At least,
bloody spell,
at least he's got it right because Martin normally calls him Lee Cook.
Exactly.
But yeah,
You
no. So
bastard.
yeah, I'd have Downs as a holding, Judge as a forward, as a sort of more of an attacking midi. I'd probably play. This is a toughie because I couldn't make my mind up. I'd probably play Harrop on the left at the moment with the squad we got.
Based on what?
Harrop?
Based on the fact he can, Harrop. Yeah.
He's a number 10.
I'd rather play cough syrup at this point.
I don't know. We haven't got, like I said, as much as Lancaster didn't play well tonight. He is a wide player. So,
what do you think to Bishop tonight, Mike?
Yeah,
what do you think to
I'd have
Bishop?
Jackson and Norwood up front all day long. I think them
Okay,
two.
so now,
them two. Oh, you've got to play two up front. We're not putting enough pressure on the goals.
You don't have to.
We're not shooting enough, not scoring enough. Our midfield isn't scoring enough. Our defenders have done more.
Hold on. Our midfielders were the only ones scoring at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, well, no. Edwards is a left wing back or a left winger or right winger, isn't he? So So
can somebody send out a search party for Thomas? Because a bit worried about him. He's
still here.
Who
is he?
Danny Rowe 2.0.
Yeah, he was training the other day.
Waste of wages. There's nothing against the lad, but
well, he's just not been good enough, is he, Kelly? Ryan says, Mike, no offence, mate, but I hope you never ever manage Ipswich.
Well, that's the problem, mate. You see these fans. You see that might be stuck in my ways when it comes to
tell you what,
and stuff. These poor fans.
Might be stuck in your ways. You said you're as stubborn as a mule when you come on the show.
Is he banned from the forum yet?
Stubborn, mate.
Are you banned from the forum yet?
I love you, man.
He's banned from every forum apart from one he owns himself.
Who is banned?
You.
I haven't. I've left every forum, mate.
See?
Why would I be banned from them? Why would I be banned from them? I've had enough of them. Do you know what I mean? I can't be dealing with all that.
That's
rubbish.
a classic. That is.
To worry about that. Look. Tonight, it was a great. On a serious note, all the banter aside, great. Look, it was a good point against a team that's been playing well. John,
he's gone full circle.
I fucking hate you.
He's gone full circle. 360, John Nolan.
But yeah, no, we've got to get some wins under our belts if we're serious about.
They'll come. They will come.
Oh, but we said
tell me that. How good?
They?
Yeah, but the second half, especially towards the end, one thing I noticed was fitness level seemed to be a bit higher. Like the last before that, we were fatigued.
Oh, sorry, someone's just put Mike Brown on my back. That's
Mr. Clutch Cup. Oh, Mike, how big of a job is this for Lee Cook? Paul Cook.
Fuck's sake, Martin, get it right,
yes.
man. Jesus
we
Christ.
just gave that guy.
I come on the show and all hell breaks loose.
It must be a Martin thing. Thing.
All day I'll be calling him Paul Cook. You put Lee Cook on my bloody. Tell you what, go Crunch. Lee Cook might have got 3 points already. Anyway,
when Ipswich was doing his when he was doing his podcast, rating the podcast, he said about insightful. What did he say? Insightful stuff. And then we've just had Mike ranting for about 20 minutes. They don't get that on any other pod, do you?
No, you bloody don't.
Town fan. I get wound up when I look at the squad and look at the players, and I think, and you got players like Dazelle who's jogging around the pitch, not really, and he's trying to Hollywood pass every 5 minutes.
Here we go.
No, piss off.
Wind him up.
Do you know what I mean? I want players to show passion.
So sorry, I missed that. Who were your middle two? Who were your centres that you were playing?
He's picking about 15 players, Kelly.
No, I was saying. What are you on about, boys? Behave yourselves.
You know when I said
up.
midfield.
Wait, catch up. Catch up. Hey, I'm the old one here.
Mike, you've got Mexicans in the morning. Come on, calm yourself down. Come on, Mike. Come on. You're sitting in this World Cup. Yeah, don't worry.
Just like with the Dazelle thing, right? he's got it in his locker, right?
No,
and today he proved the difference. I'm sorry, his ball, his free kick. You know, no one else is doing that. Who else is hitting that? You think, you know, who else is hitting that free kick? Who would you have hitting that free kick?
2-0 Sunderland. 2-0 Sunderland, boys.
Adam Flat, have you heard what the crowd are effing shouting? Effing Brown. Brown's a C. Brown's a B. Brown's a W. They should be shouting at me. They should be shouting at you. Oh, what a way to end the show. Oh, mate, we do love you on this show. You are one of a kind.
Oh, I've got a rant in me when I want to.
Who's your man of the match, Mike?
He weren't playing.
Who's your man of the match?
Man of the match?
Gazelle.
I thought about it. Wait, just as you said that, I thought I'm going to say Gazelle just to piss him off. No, do you know what? Based on the second half, I don't know. Look, Toto for me. I think he was good. He made that one little error. I think he was good tonight. Downs was really good in the second half. I
agree with that comment. Mike's man of the match.
Mike's man of the match, definitely.
Downs was good in the second half. Look, it was much about nothing really. It weren't a lot really happening. So, you know, look, we got a draw against a side that's flying high in League One. We can't argue with that on all seriousness, can we really? No. But we just got to back it up with some wins now. And it's all very well saying we're going to get them, but we had an absolute torrid time against Gillingham, and we do need to start putting some goals in, because our goals for a top half of the top half team is really shit.
That's right, Mike. I agree with you there, Mike. It could come down to goal difference, and our goal difference is not very good. I think it's only about 4.
Apparently, I heard people say if you keep James Norwood fit, we win, and he was fit a couple of games.
It's service, Callie. It's service.
I'm just saying.
There's no service to him.
The man doesn't time his run. 2 offsides.
Service of Giselle. He couldn't serve in a bloody restaurant, let alone on a football pitch.
He hit that free kick, mate. Sorry, he hit that free kick.
Who was your man of the match tonight, Steve?
Toto or Downs for me.
Yeah, I thought Downs played really well
throughout. Got some great tackles in there as well. So Toto or Downs.
We've heard what Mike would do next game. What about you, Steve? Would you be playing same 11? Would you be freshening it up? If so, who? What would you be doing?
I would probably swap Holy for Cornell. Really don't have any faith in Holy. Don't have much faith in Cornell, to be honest, but I'd rather give him a shot in goal right now than Holy. I'll swap Chambers for Matheson. Keep the other 3. I think they're fine, to be honest. Ken Lock-Wilson, Toto done all right. And apart from that, I think I'd leave the rest, I think, because they did all right. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Crunch? Same 2 questions to you, Crunch.
I wouldn't make many changes. I might bring Judge in, possibly, for maybe Edwards. I don't know. I don't think Cooks... He doesn't want to keep changing it.
No.
He's made 3 changes tonight. I think you might get the odd change Saturday. But go again. Plymouth at home. It's a must-win game. Win that game. And then we got Fleetwood away. There's 6 points in these next 2 games.
Yep,
definitely,
absolutely, yeah. And then a few wins, and the table will look so much more different. And with the running the way it is, who knows? Matt Powell's going. Mike's going Chambers for his man of the match. Spring Bean cooking on his 10th cup of coffee. Mike's had about 30 cups of coffee. By the way, he's bounced into this live stream.
I haven't had nothing to eat since about 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, you're not you, and you're not hungry.
I'm a bit grouchy. I need
you need a Snickers, mate.
Yeah.
You're right, diva, mate. You're right.
I'm a diva, aren't I? I might wear a wig next time with some makeup on. Just to
ITFC,
you guys, yeah?
ITFC Tweedy says Downs man of the match. Owen Nelson, can we have Jackson Nord on the pitch at the same time? Or we could, but not in a 4-2-3-1. Otherwise, hard to see our goal ratio improvement.
That's actually a good shout, and I'd probably play something similar to that. Like, I know you're going to ask me, and I'm just interrupted you, so sorry.
No, go for it. What would you play?
Very similar to what Steve was saying with the back. In fact, the same back, Matheson and Cornell in. Midfield, I keep the same. But wingers, I'd have Lancaster and Bennett, and then I'd have Jackson.
Bennett?
Bennett?
I'll tell you Bennett's in a minute. Hold on. Because I remembered the point I forgot earlier, so I'll tell you about Bennett's in a minute, right? But okay. I'd have Jackson with what's his face?
Norwood.
Norwood, that's the one. Sorry, my computer's being all like fucking around. So yeah, sorry, there we go. And the reason I'm saying about Bennett's is about, you're talking about the American rugby. They run up the pitch or whatever, they get it out, and it's all higher up the pitch, getting close to the goal or getting something. Bennett's does that for you. So he runs the ball up for you. He gets a throw in a good area, or he gets a corner. Edwards, I know today he's overhit a few crosses, but generally he doesn't do a lot. Does that make sense?
I do agree with you there, Callie. Bennett's, he gets you up the pitch, doesn't he? He can run 50 yards. He might run 50 yards and then lose control of the ball, it goes out for a throw-in, but he gets you up the pitch.
And I think
Bennett's is a poor Ulenbeek, don't you think?
No.
He is. He's a poor Ulenbeek. Ulenbeek used to get us up the pitch, but no end product. And Bennett's exactly the same.
Yeah, but Bennett's is still young, and he ain't really played. He played a bit, got injured. I think the sod's law is we're going to see a really good player like in the playoffs in the last couple of games or whatever. We'll see. He'll have his best game of the season for us in the playoff final, and he'll take us to the championship.
We do need our fullbacks to do a bit more overlapping, though, don't we?
Yeah.
The only one that is Kenlock, and Kenlock's always getting forward. But Chambers, it takes him half an hour to get up the pitch and takes him half an hour to get back. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect. This is why we need, like I said, we all agree, whatever midfield we all have different opinions on that. But our back line, we all agree, we need someone with a bit of pace on the right-hand side. And we ain't got
I wouldn't change it, Mike. I wouldn't change the back four. Don't worry about the back four. Keep that the same. It's further forward. Midfield, they've got to do more. Don't worry about the defence.
The only reason I would Holy needs to go. Like Holy gets dropped. If you're a goalkeeper that don't dive, you're in the wrong profession. Go play basketball or something, right? But you're not a goalkeeper. For Chambers, just give him a rest, if anything, right? He's played 4, 5, 6 games on a bounce or whatever. He's not as.
He'll play every game, Kelly. He'll play every game between now and the end of the season. I'll tell you now.
He'll have a rest. He'll have a rest.
I don't think he will. I think he'll play him. He needs
experience.
All right.
Than Chambers.
No.
How is your mum, by the way?
He'll get a rest when Scoose comes in.
Not too bad. Still in hospital, but she's all right. But thanks for asking. No, she's doing, on a serious note, she's doing a lot better. She'll do a video call after this. So
just that's good. And just to make you all aware, there is a Cole Scouse post in the chat in the chat box. So Ashley Bell, if you are, yes, you are. There you go. You've just seen it. Good. Callie, who's your man of the match?
I'm going to go with Toto. Toto and Downs were bang on, them two, especially in the second half. But yeah, Toto.
All right, there we go. Ben Moore asks, and I will ask it, would just this purely just for Ashley Bell's sake, you understand? Would you have Scouse in the side alongside Downs? Because otherwise, the Zellers are Dassinger in that deeper role.
Well, that's what the midfield was last year. Scouse and Downs. Downs looked really good when he had Scouse next to him. Someone made this point the other day.
Yeah, but last year's last year, isn't it?
It don't matter.
You wouldn't play Paul Scholes this year, would you?
Scouse talks on the pitch. He gives that talking, right? It's not a lot of talking. I think Scouse could make a difference. I would.
But Scouse was still in that team, Callie, when we went from November to March on relegation form.
Yeah, but
anyway,
why are people always pissing on my points? Like, just let that go.
We're going to close it.
I'm going to agree with you where Scouse is concerned. I think if we'd have had a fit Scouse this year, I think he'd have been an ideal person for Downs to learn from and to get, because he did break up play. He does break up play really well. He's a bit of a side crab footballer, but he does break up play. And I think someone with Scouse's ability and experience, although be it in his twilight year, I'm with you, Callie, on this. I think,
we got an agreement.
Yes, of course we have some. Yeah.
There we go. Right. We're done. We're dust. Another watch along in the books. We've got to go, though, because my phone's just told me, Martin, it's bedtime. Bedtime reminder. So we've got to go. I need reminders to go to bed on that, Odyssey. So we're back on Thursday at 8:30 for the Thursday night preview show. We will join you then. Until then, look after yourselves.
Burn the poster.
Burn the poster. Yes, burn the poster. Watch out. Yes, it probably will do happen. It probably will be Thursday.
Mike, he's got a beautiful new poster. He's got two, actually.
I will unveil.
He'll love that one. The Drennan one.
I'll unveil them on Thursdays. Mike, I think your business. Yeah, I've got a Drennan. I know. Don't start.
Oh my days!
I know. I know.
It's a classic.
Another
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Steve, I appreciate your company this evening. Thank you ever so much.
Cheers.
Cruncher, Callie, Stuart Slater,
Brilliant
Eloise
show,
King, Mike, thank you ever so much. You're back Thursday, Mike, with are you back Thursday? Yes, you are.
Am I?
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's Vicky and Amy.
This Thursday.
No, you're not.
I'm
It's
not
Vicky and
Spencer
Amy.
enough.
It's Vicky and Amy. So debut
fantastic.
for Vicky. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great. And we'll see you then. With love, with care. Look after yourself.